You know, I wanted to talk about this topic, guys, because seems to be a lot of issues on social media in regards to the situation with Anton Daniels and Corey. So I titled this one Anton Daniels versus Black YouTube. That's what we're going to talk about, guys. Anton Daniels versus Black YouTube. An interesting topic when you think about it, because a lot of Black folk are expressing um, a lot of hate. It's like I'm seeing people turning against me because they realize that I'm not biased in this situation. So it's it's kind of frustrating, but I want to talk about this. Like, what's happening on Black YouTube? Okay, so based on what I'm looking at, my professional opinion is that a lot of the influencers are jealous of Anton. Now let me make this very clear. It's his time. It's the best way I could put it. It's like everybody has their time. You know what I mean? Like everybody have their time to shine. Sometimes it may not be your time. Maybe you're going through a drought. Maybe, nobody's viewing your platform. Maybe you're just not doing well. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What I'm seeing from a lot of influencers, and I'm mainly talking about a lot of YouTubers, is a lot of YouTubers are jealous of the fact that Anton Daniels is talking his ish right now after the Corey Holcomb situation. And what you have to understand is it's a victory for him. So rightfully so, he's supposed to talk his ish. And I'm looking at a lot of you guys. You're jealous. You're complaining. You're making all these videos. You're trying to capitalize off the situation. You're trying to make a few dollars. You're trying to get a cash app. You're a bunch of hypocrites. And shout out to everybody coming in the building. Hit that like button as soon as you come in. Greetings to everybody around the world. Salute Forever Studios. What's going on? I just want to talk about this situation, guys. Put out some content and kind of share my thoughts about what I'm seeing. We're going to talk about Black YouTubers. We're going to talk about the viewers, what they think. We're going to talk about this FBA thing, which I think is very toxic. A lot of people turned against me because they looked at my videos in regards to the situation and they're like, oh, it's like you're defending Anton. It's not about me defending anybody. He's a grown man. He could defend himself. I'm a content creator. So basically my job is just to do my part and speak on these issues in a professional manner. As a content creator, you begin to grow and mature and you start to understand the business and all that drama stuff. You try to get that stuff out of the way. But a lot of you are acting as if though Anton is not supposed to defend himself. You're saying, well, he's a conservative. He's not supposed to be in nobody's face. He's not supposed to be saying, let's go outside and run the fade. What are you talking about? Conservatives, what are you talking about? They believe in having guns, They believe in protecting their family. They believe in they don't believe in that rainbow stuff. So I don't know why is it that most of the people act as if though for him to defend himself against a known bully named Corey is a bad thing. Yeah, and then some of you religious folks, you literally put an Anton on this level of, well, he's a Christian, So let me hold him to this high biblical. Y'all got to stop all this stuff, man. Y'all all a bunch of hypocrites at the end of the day. The only reason why y'all making videos about the situation is because you want to get paid. As much as you talking ish, you are trying to get paid. And that's the problem with Black YouTube. It's like they're all against Anton Daniels, even though Corey Holcomb is the problem. I'm seeing YouTubers like Red Supreme. See how I call people names out? Because I don't give a fuck about these dudes. I'm just keeping it a buck. He up on his platform talking about Corey is 57 and Anton picking fights with a 57-year-old man. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? This dude was literally in this man's face, and now y'all want to make it seem like Corey's an old man and it's not a fair fight. I'm like, bro, you guys, man, y'all got to stop this hypocrisy, bro. Y'all got to stop this this nonsense of like Anton's the bully now. Now, of course, Anton said in his video that he bullied Corey on his platform, but it is what it is, man. Social media, man. I don't care, bro. That's why I'm unfiltered. I just say what I need to say. And you notice I don't sugarcoat nothing. I call names. I call names so that people can know, what it is. I ain't one of these dudes that be hiding. I like my viewers to know what it is. But I kind of tuned in a little bit to that Red Supreme video. And he was basically trying to make it seem like it wasn't a fair situation. Like Anton running a fade with Corey wasn't going to be a fair fight. Well, if it wasn't going to be a fair fight, explain to me why Corey was in his face talking about what he's going to do, talking about say it one more time. No, Corey's a bully. Corey is the bully. And he got checked. And basically, Anton called him out for the fade twice. You know what I'm saying? Twice he called him out for the fade. And I'm hearing people saying, oh, Anton was just trying to set him up so he could sue him. Nah. The only grounds Anton have legally to sue Corey Holcomb is if Corey would have struck him on live. If he would have did that, then yeah, Anton would have been able to sue him. But if Anton called him out to a fade and said, hey, let's go back, let's run this fade, under those circumstances, he won't be able to sue him because why? He consented to a fade. Now, a lot of you don't understand what the fade really means. The fade is not about who win. The fade is about letting off some steam. That's what the fade is about. The fade is not about, okay, Anton beat up Corey. Let's laugh at him now. Ha, ha, ha. Anton beat him up. With all the fights I had back in the day, and I'm talking about fair ones, it was never this thing of, oh, I beat you up, and now that I beat you up, I'm laughing at you. It was never about that. The fade has always been about two men clashing to let off some steam because they couldn't resolve the situation. So it's like, let's just let off some steam, and once we deal with that, we done. And normally, once you had the fade, you became friends. Right after that, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all would literally fight, and then y'all were friends. Y'all were literally cool. You had a mutual respect for one another. It wasn't about who won. It was more or less the fact that you were willing to face your fears. You were willing to face your the opposition. So that is what the fade was supposed to be for concerning Corey and Anton. And I'm noticing because Anton is not necessarily a street dude, people are looking at him like he's supposed to be soft. They're looking at him like like he shouldn't even be talking about nothing. Like he's supposed to just be quiet and just stay to himself and not act like a tough guy. And it's only coming from black people. So it's like black YouTube is upset with Anton, uh, not just because of the Corey situation. They're upset with him because of jealousy. You know what I'm saying? It's a jealousy thing, and I'm seeing this a lot with the YouTubers, not necessarily the viewers. I'm gonna get to the viewers shortly, but I want to focus more on the content creators. I think all these content creators are jealous of Anton because of his success. And I think that a lot of you need to just recognize that it's his time to shine. That's the best way I could put it. Most black men can't accept seeing another black man successful. It burns them up. It hurts. And what you don't understand is that if you're showing jealousy, all Anton got to do is stunt on you a little bit, and it's going to burn you up some more. So you're really going to lose all the time. So it don't make no sense. The best thing you could do is just congratulate him on his success and just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Corey is wrong. Corey was wrong. Corey should have never told this man that he was kissing white man's ass. He should have never said that. And everybody overlooked that. Everybody basically sided with Corey, knowing that Corey was out of pocket. It's like you guys pick and choose what you think is offensive. So let me get this straight. Anton telling Corey that he's sucking the D of his viewers is more offensive than what Corey said to him about licking or kissing white man's ass. That's more offensive? That don't make no sense, man. Both of them said something that was offensive. My thing is, why is it that as men, we have to filter our words when it comes to having a conversation? If you don't want nobody saying nothing crazy to you, you shouldn't be saying nothing crazy to them. Why nobody's holding Corey to that standard? If Corey would have never said what he said, Anton would have never said what he said. And that's just the truth. He would have never said what he said. And I think that that's one of the biggest problems right now is that people are not looking at the bigger picture of what's going on, you know? So I'm trying to figure out, why is it that the majority of people are expressing so much hate? You know, they're expressing so much hate towards Anton and calling him all sorts of names. And you're wondering why he's making videos going to this platform, that platform, because they're saying, oh, Anton is on some sort of tour and he's going to platform to do this and that and talk. He should just stay quiet. Oh, look, Corey didn't make no videos. Well, remember, Anton is focusing on the bag. So he's going to move around and make videos and do what he got to do to hustle. It is what it is. I don't understand what's the jealousy about. It don't make no sense. But we really gotta do better as a community of people, primarily the black community on social media, because a lot of the viewers have a lot of hate against Anton because of his political views. And it's almost like if something was to happen to Anton, God forbid, and he's not here with us anymore, what would be the climate on social media? I know what it would be. A bunch of RIP videos from a bunch of hypocrite YouTubers, a bunch of fake people giving condolences. And these are the type of things that is really sickening about this. Just like when Kevin Samuels died, you know, a lot of people that didn't like him all of a sudden was acting like them and Kevin was good friends. And I've seen these kind of videos. I've seen these hypocrites. I've seen people talk about these things, and it really frustrated me to actually know these type of things coming from people. And it's like, I wanted to make videos about people that did that stuff, but I kind of just stayed quiet and didn't even talk about it. I just kind of just said to myself, you know what? These people are hypocrites. I'm just gonna leave it alone and do what I got to do. But it's like it's one of them type of things where it's like you see people be they 1 minute they going in on somebody. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. And then something happened to them, and all of a sudden now, yo man, he meant so much to me. He was such a good guy. I can't believe he's gone. That's what I'm seeing from a lot of people right now. You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing from a lot of people right now. Let me see what's going on. Okay, ba ba da ba. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute, guys. I'm setting something up. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Be back in a minute. Okay, I think I'm good now. All right, I think I should be good. Let me see. All right. This should be good. Are we good? I think we should be okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So now, what I'm saying is, there seems to be a lot of hate coming from Black YouTube against Anton. And it's more or less a hate of jealousy. It's not really a disagreement. They're not explaining to you why they're hating. It's like they're ganging up. And it's disgusting. It really is disgusting what I'm seeing. I don't like it. And these are the very same Black people that talk about how Anton don't talk about the white man. He don't talk about this, but all the hate that he's getting is coming from Black folk. So it's like, what are we really known for doing? Tearing down Black people. The very things, look, the same way you have like Anton talk about the Black community, this, that, all this other stuff, the very same people are trying to tear him down. They're doing the same thing. You don't see these very Black people going after the white man because they really don't care. They want Anton to use his platform to do things towards the white community to destroy his brand. This is the issue that I got with the Black community. A lot of you folks from the Black community have no concept of business. None. You want people to use a social media platform that generate money, and you want these influencers to use their platform to do all of this diabolical stuff against white people to destroy their platform. That's what this is about. That's what this is about, guys. They want Anton to use his platform to go after people in high places so he could get demonetized, channel terminated, strikes on his platform, all sorts of issues to destroy him. And then when he loses it all, the very same people that encouraged him to do all of that stuff, they won't be there to support him. That's what y'all want. That's what y'all want. Y'all really want this type of situation to happen. And I see it all the time. That's why I don't get involved in all of that nonsense that can jeopardize your platform. If you notice, all these YouTubers that have major problems with Anton, the ones that talk disrespectful about white America, political stuff, all their channels are either demonetized, terminated, they got major problems. And then the ones that hate Anton, they never talk about political issues, never talk about the white man, never. They don't even touch these topics because why? They want to focus on the money. But because Anton has a larger platform, larger audience, you know, his reach go all out there. He been in the media already. They want him to be the sacrificial lamb for their hidden agenda. That's what I'm seeing. And I think he's smart enough to know not to go and tread on those territories. And it has nothing to do with being afraid of white America. It has to do with protecting the bag. Protecting the bag at all costs. There's a way to talk about issues, but a lot of you folks are trying to crown Anton as your savior. He's not the savior, fam. The savior is Jesus Christ. And I think that a lot of people are trying to make him the savior because look, if Anton started making videos going after the white man, y'all would be cheering him on. Oh yeah, man, we love you, Anton, yeah. As soon as he get demonetized, oh, yo, that's messed up, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put a prayer out for you. You don't think he know that already? You don't think he knows that? A lot of you would be cheering him on if he went out there doing these things to please you. But you won't be there to support him. Listen, one of the major issues on Black YouTube is that when it comes to an actual movement or whatever the case is, Black people do not financially support their people. They don't. They do not support you at all, guys. And that's the thing that I don't get. It's like there's a lot of videos people want me to make. I don't make them because I don't get the support. What am I making them for if the people are not supporting me? Just because you viewing don't mean nothing. You viewing is one thing. I'm talking about financial support. When you want people to talk about issues and go against a machine and go against a system and you're not there to financially back them, you crazy. You bugging out because people got a livelihood. People got family they got to take care of. People got bills they got to pay. And if you're a people and you don't understand that and you want to champion a man to actually go out there and fight the system and you're not financially backing them to the point where they can live comfortable knowing that, hey, if the channel got terminated, if the channel got demonetized, I know the people got my back, bro. And I could keep making videos. You don't think Anton realized that? He already know you're not going to support him. I already know you're not going to support me. Because if you were, think about this. You got 329 people viewing, 131 likes. Nobody sent a cash app. Nobody sends a super chat. But people here to listen, but they're not here to support. And this is the issue that we have on Black YouTube. The voices that are out here that could really reach the world and do all sorts of stuff, you want them to speak on topics that interest you. But you're not there to have their back. You're not. And I don't care about none of that. Yo, we salute you. Salute with that bread, bro. Bread. Listen, the bread is what speaks. Not all of that lip service, bro. For real, for real. You want men to talk about things that's going to get them in trouble. And you're not supporting them financially. Listen, a lot of you were behind Candace Owens when she was going against the machine. Then y'all turned against her. When she got demonetized on YouTube, obviously she's married to some dude that got money. but she already had money already. So she wasn't really feeling it. But when you have content creators that don't got it like that, and you, the people, are not supporting them, don't expect them to be putting their lives on the line. You got to be out of your mind. And I already learned this already. And I know that I can't really put my trust in people. There's a few people that rock on my platform. They support from time to time. But I'm not going to sacrifice my channel talking about topics that could get me in trouble when I don't got the backing of the people. If I had the backing of the people, I wouldn't even need monetization. I wouldn't even need any of these things. And Anton understands that. So he's not going to use his platform to do certain things. And it has nothing to do with being afraid. It has to do with protecting the bag. You're not paying his bills. You're not paying his bills. Nope. You're not. And he's going to do what he's supposed to do to stay within guidelines. And I think a lot of y'all forget this type of stuff. If him and Corey would have been fighting on that broadcast, Corey's platform would have been demonetized. Corey's platform would have been demonetized by YouTube if they would have been fighting on the air. Y'all don't think about that because all y'all want to see is bloodshed from these people. YouTube is a business. They got advertisers that spend millions of dollars to run ads. The last thing they want to see is YouTubers fighting on air, on a live stream. You get demonetized right away. Go to Corey's video right now. It's not monetized. Go to Corey's video right now with the Anton and all that other situation. Go look at it. It's not monetized. It's age restricted. You know why? YouTube marked it as age restricted. So Corey can't make no money. He can't make no money on that video. All those views, all those clicks, no money is being generated. None. So he's missing out on the bag. His opportunity to make money off that situation is null and void. Why do you think Anton is making his videos? Y'all got to peep game. I'm just keeping it a buck. Anton realized when he went on that show, it messed up the money. It messed up the money, guys. Because normally what happened when you go on a show, the show do numbers, people make some bread, the people are entertained, and then everybody can eat. But right now, because of that situation, because of what Corey did, right, it messed up the money. And now the video been demonetized. Shout out to Legal for the support, for the $20 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Says speak facts, Ringo. Now, everybody on YouTube is talking about the Corey situation. What are they trying to do? They're trying to make money. At the end of the day, everybody want to eat. The problem that I got is not the fact that everybody want to make money. If you don't want to make, listen, if you are watching this live and you don't want to make money being on YouTube, something wrong with you. You're weird. Everybody want to eat. When you go to your job, you're not going there for free. You're going to work because you're trying to get a check to pay your bills. My thing is, once them two guys had that heated exchange, it messed up the money. It messed up the money. Anton have 1 million subscribers on one platform, a couple of 100,000 on another platform, another 100,000 on another platform. If we're going to be focusing on getting this bread, we can't have all of this fighting stuff. YouTube ain't with that. YouTube is not with all that ray stuff, man. You guys got to understand what I'm talking about. I know y'all probably wanted to see them two dudes fighting on the air. It would have demonetized Corey's platform. Once you have a fight on your platform, look what happened to Fresh and Fit. Look what happened to them. Y'all used to run to that platform, supporting that platform. Look what happened to them. Demonetized. Why? Because of what? The fighting, the craziness, all that loud nonsense. YouTube ain't with all of that mess, bro. So you want to protect the bag, or do you want to make money? Which one is it? Shout out to Antracky. I believe that's how you say the name. Shout out to you for the $5 support. Says, you the realest on YouTube, Ringo TV. Hey, I appreciate that. And shout out to Brainwaves and Forever Studio. The bag is what's important, but also giving the viewer good content. I try to do my best to give you guys good content. That's why when you see me come on camera, I just do my own thing. I know I do reaction videos and, play little video clips and stuff like that. But I try to do content where you just see me talking. That way you can hear me, my content. YouTube likes when you do that. YouTube like when you're yourself and you're about your own business. Let me block this person to keep posting Red Supreme name all day. Like, what are you doing? You riding his dick or something? Like, what the heck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? I don't know what's the matter with these weirdos, bro. But it's like with Black YouTube, they blaming Anton for everything. And being that you talking about Red Supreme, in Red Supreme's video, I think he was blaming Anton Daniels for a platform being terminated or something like that. Like, all of that type of stuff is like, it's not cool because YouTube is a business. And a lot of times we do stuff and we blaming other people for our own problems. If you're on YouTube and you're using your platform and all your content is violating their guidelines and you're doing goofy stuff all day and attacking and you're not debating, you're not having civil discourse, and you're not following the rules, how could you complain when YouTube step in and do whatever they do? You can't complain about that. But in his video, he was blaming Anton Daniels for his platform getting terminated. That's what he was doing. I don't think that's cool to just blame somebody without factual information, because it's almost like you're saying he targeted you for whatever reason. And I think that's stupid. You know what I mean? You got to own up to what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you may be under investigation from YouTube. And I think this is what the main issue is. People keep fumbling the bag. Look up, what is this other dude on YouTube? Satan the Sinner. Remember, he had got demonetized because of some issues he was speaking on. He was speaking on some political issue that concerned certain people and certain groups. And he crossed that line. Once he did that, YouTube demonetized him. Okay, where's all the people to financially support him? Where they at? And this is my point. You guys be wanting people to talk about this and talk about that so that they could destroy their platform, and then you laugh at them. You don't think I know that? There's certain things I don't even talk about, I don't even mention. You know why? Because I know it crosses the line. No different than if you're at work. Go to your 9 to 5. I dare you. Monday morning, I dare you. Go to your 9 to 5 and start bashing people at your job that's a part of the LGBTQ community and see what happened. See what happened. Go to your job and do it and see what happened. I promise you, you won't do it. because the job has guidelines. We all know this. Go to your job and talk sexual towards the females. See what happened. Go test it out. Go fumble the bag. Go and fumble the bag and watch what happened. Go to your job, see the female supervisor, and tell her she got a big butt. Tell her you want to hit it from the back. And tell me what happened to you. You will be fired. Okay, if you'll be fired on your 9 to 5 for doing something goofy, then what do you think's going to happen if you do that on social media? What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen if you do that on social media? You're gonna get fired by the YouTube gods. It is what it is, man. I don't like the fact that you have a lot of these black YouTubers that are expressing a lot of hate towards people over and over. It's one thing to make videos and you express your disagreements, but when you keep going in and just doing a bunch of goofy stuff over and over and over, it's not serving no purpose. You got to take accountability for the things you do. And this is why I'm saying Corey is lucky there was no fight on the air. If it was, his platform would have got demonetized, because I'm sure YouTube is looking at it. I'm sure with all of the commotion going on between Anton and Corey, YouTube is looking at it. YouTube is monitoring these things, guys. They're looking at what we do. There are moderators. You see like how I got moderators in my live chat? YouTube have moderators and AI systems that they put in place to monitor every word that come out of my mouth. They monitor body language, movements, aggression, all these different things. Let me give you another tad bit of information. You ready for this one? If you're in your YouTube videos, let's say you're a content creator and you're screaming at the top of your lungs, showing a lot of anger and venom on the screen, that right there triggers the AI system to take your video and not share it to other viewers. It put it in sort of a shadow ban where the system feel there's violence or there's some sort of activity going on. And what happens is it don't share your video because it's seeing you looking violent on the screen. So when Anton and them was going back and forth, it was triggering the AI system to notify YouTube that there seems to be some sort of violence going on your platform. So it started to shadow ban the video. And it got to the point where the AI monitored the entire video between Corey and Anton and decided to age restrict the video. And now all of that work that was put in, the argument, the beefing, Corey's platform make $0 on that video. No money. And to be honest with you, that one video from Corey, based on the numbers, I believe it got about 300,000 views. Based on the numbers, the views, and so on and so forth, that one video, the clicks, the likes, everything else that's on it, that video should have brought him in probably between $5,000 to $10,000 off the video, just off of monetization. But then again, being that he had more subscribers, more clicks, click-through rate, all that good stuff, viewer retention, the longer they view, that's more ads. Could have brought in about a good 10 to 15 bands off that one video. So the bag was fumbled. That's why Anton said, let's run the fade outside, because Anton has to know that if you are flipping and fighting on YouTube, it's going to mess up the money. Y'all want to see the fight, but it's on his platform. I don't think that Anton will do that on his platform with his 1 million subscribers. I don't think he ain't doing that because he's smart enough not to do that. You see what I mean? You're asking who fumbled the bag? Corey is the one who fumbled the bag because everything happened on his platform. This is why a lot of YouTubers don't let people on their platforms, because why? People start acting up. People start saying things they have no business saying, and it gets the YouTuber in trouble. If I let 3 content creators on my platform and we're having an open discussion, and one of them start talking about the J people, y'all know who I'm talking about. Start talking about the J people and the rainbow community in a very disrespectful manner. I'm the one that's going to get in trouble by YouTube. I'm the one that's going to take all the heat, not them. YouTube is going to hold me accountable because they're going to be like, you let them on your platform. You gave them a platform to use your platform to hurt other groups and say things that might not even be true. So I'm going to get punished. And when I get punished, I'm losing money. My family suffers. And guess what? The people that's viewing me, they're not going to help me to pay my bills. They're not going to help me to put food on the table. So I'm going to suffer. So as a content creator, I got to now protect what I got. I got to protect myself as much as I can by making content that is within the guidelines. You know? You said if Corey wants to fight, he should see if he could get a Netflix deal like Jake's. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. Corey is 57 years old. He's not even supposed to be talking like the way he's talking. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to talk that way. Now, a lot of people that did videos about the Corey Holcomb Anton situation, they may have been able to monetize their videos because they're doing reactions and they're doing this, but some people videos got age restricted too. And maybe over time, all of the videos may get age restricted. You know what I mean? Because again, YouTube is a business and they want ad-friendly content, guys. Ad-friendly content. That's what they want. They don't want content where we fighting and killing one another. It really irritates YouTube, man. And I get it. The viewers want some drama. Y'all want some Ray in there. I get it, man. But at the same time, if it caused you to fumble the bag, it's not worth it, man. It is not worth it, bro. I just don't like how all these YouTubers are coming after one man. And it's like, it's not even about what happened on the show. People have hidden agendas. People are jealous of Corey, or not Corey, of Anton, and they have certain disagreements. And just because you have money doesn't mean you still can't be jealous. You can have money and still be jealous of someone. Having money don't mean, oh, I can't be jealous. You can have money and still be jealous of other people because they're in the spotlight. Right now is Anton's time. Whether you agree with him, whether you don't like him, whatever the case is, right now he's winning. You just got to give it up and just recognize that, you know? Maybe one day I'm going to be that guy. Maybe one day I'm going to be that guy that's on the top doing this, doing that. My name is all over the place. It is what it is. There'll be people hating me all day. They'll be making videos about me all night. Why? It's all jealousy, man. It's all jealousy. It is what it is. When Kevin Samuels was at 1 million subs, everybody was making videos about Kevin Samuels. Everybody was using his clips. Everybody was here, there. Everybody was talking about everything. But if you notice, Kevin wasn't involved in all that fight and stuff on camera. He wasn't with that. And I'm sure that there's a lot of things that Anton may have learned from Kevin behind the scenes, things that we just don't know. Maybe Maybe Kevin put him onto the game. Maybe Kevin gave him a formula and said, hey, this is what you should be doing. I'm just giving you the keys, man. And there's a lot that goes on with that. Because if you think about this, once the drama happened, Anton went on various shows. He went on this show, that show, some Fugazi show. He went on, I believe it's Jason Whitlock. So everybody's eating. Jason Whitlock video probably did about 50,000 plus views. Fugazi, another 50,000 plus views. So he's going on all these shows talking about the situation. Everybody's eating. Everybody's getting to the bag. So a lot of people are getting jealous because maybe Anton didn't go to their show to talk about the situation. Maybe they didn't get invited to the cookout. So a lot of people are upset and salty because they're not getting to the money. So what I'm looking at is a lot of people are mad with Anton, and I'm talking about mainly the content creators, because they're not able to get an invite to the cookout so that they can eat too. You know what I mean? So everybody that's connected with Anton is able to eat in terms of doing videos about the situation. So a lot of people are mad and they're making videos like why Anton's still running his mouth, why he's making videos about Corey, because he's supposed to. That's how you eat. That's how you make money. That's what the people want to see. So they're jealous. They're jealous of the hustle. They're jealous of the hustle, guys. One thing I could admit as a content creator is when somebody's hustling. When somebody, and I mean hustling in a good way. If you're a hustler and you're a go-getter, I can't hate on that, man. Anybody that's hating on a hustle that's winning, you're just a hater. You're jealous at this point. If anything, all you could do is learn from that, man. Learn from the hustle and be like, peep game, see how people move, and be like, all right, cool. And that's it. But I'm seeing a lot of people that are just stone cold jealous, man. And number one, they don't hold Corey accountable for what he did. And they're making this thing a big deal. And y'all acting like Anton was not supposed to defend himself. So what if he's talking his ish right now? Who cares? Who cares? He have a right to. Look how y'all all turn against him. I would be talking my ish too. I would be on camera talking about how much I was pretty much going in on Corey. Because why? I'm getting the bag, bro. I'm moving and shaking. I'm doing what I got to do. I don't care. If I'm the spotlight and I'm the talk of the town right now, I'm making 1,000 videos. I'm making 1,000 videos about the situation. And I don't care. Yeah, he did match his energy because Corey, once again, put it out there. Think about this. When Anton was on set, he had on his Anton business shirt, business hat. That's not a man that came there to fight. He came there to do business. Have a conversation, talk about the topic, and just keep it moving. Corey turned the whole topic into a ghetto show. That's what he did. That was an Anton that did that. You see what I mean? Anton did not go there to fight. What he went there for is to do business. And I already talked about this in my previous videos, and I don't think a lot of you watch my previous videos, but in my first initial live streams, I never even reacted to the footage because I want to talk my talk so people can hear me. Because a lot of people are using the footage from Corey and they're all getting paid. But a lot of those YouTubers, they can't speak without using footage to get money. See, me, I can hold my own on a show and talk directly to the people without using someone's video. Now, using someone's video is a fair use. You could do that. What I'm saying is most people that use the Corey Holcomb situation, they depend on the video footage to keep you viewers watching the screen. They can't keep your attention by them just talking. They don't really got nothing to tell you. So they're hoping that you would tune into the video to keep clicking on their channel. You know? So when I look at the situation here, Anton going down there was a business move to increase his platform, increase his reach, pull in subscribers from Corey, but it was supposed to be an equal exchange. In other words, Corey was supposed to win from having his guest Anton on the show. That was supposed to increase his bottom line to help him grow, to expand his business, and vice versa, Anton. It went left and Corey fumbled the bag. Now, the situation could have hurt Anton's image, but it didn't. It backfired on Corey because the viewers recognized that Anton was not the aggressor. He had to stand his ground, though, and do what he needed to do. Now, a lot of people are upset with the way Anton is moving. Let's talk about that. A lot of people are saying Anton is boasting too much right now. He's going on too many platforms right now. He's talking about this right now. I say, who cares? Who cares? He's getting the money. Isn't that what you're here for? If Corey don't want to talk about a situation, that's Corey's problem. He's not a hustler. He don't know how to win. Remember what Corey said? I got a guest on my platform that know how to work the internet to make money. Okay, so Anton is only doing what he do best. How you going to hate on somebody that's focusing on getting the money? And hello to everybody coming into the building. Salute to everybody coming through. Make sure you hit that like button. If the man is hustling, making content, getting to the bag, and he's winning, how you hating that, bro? That's what we supposed to celebrate. If anything, you're supposed to celebrate, like, damn, how this dude is winning. Yo, let me see what Anton doing, bro. Let me see what he doing. All right, so he's, all right. And you learn from that. Content creators should not be hating on other content creators that are winning. That is the dumbest thing you can do. I can have a disagreement with you, but when it comes to business, I can never hate on a man's hustle. That's stupid. That's dumb, bro. How you gonna hate on a man's hustle? Nah, bro. You don't hate on that type of stuff, man. You look at that. That's like you hating on Michael Jordan. That's like you hating on the late Kobe Bryant. That's like you hating on LeBron. You don't hate on people that's winning. You look at their strategy and you're like, you peep game. Oh, that's what he do. Sometimes as a content creator, you make mistakes on YouTube and your mistake end up getting you a bunch of views. You didn't even know what happened. You made a video, it went viral. You're like, why did that video go viral? You got to go study that video. You got to study the analytics. You got to study your thumbnail. You got to study all these things. I learned more and more and more. Your thumbnail is everything, man. Your thumbnail is everything. I don't spend that much time with thumbnails. Certain thumbnails I do, I put a lot of creativity into it. It works. There's certain things, there's a formula to social media. Some content creators learn how to do it. Some content creators are struggling with it. Some content creators know what you need to do, but they would never tell you because they don't want you to be on top. It's a lot of jealousy stuff going on. And this is why they hate Anton in this situation right now. Even though they know Corey is wrong, they're going to champion Corey because they don't like Anton's political position. I had YouTubers that recently turned against me. It is what it is. You know what I mean? They turn against me because they seen my videos where I'm reacting to the situation with Anton and Corey, and they realize that I'm against Corey. So they're like, oh, he supports Anton. And it's bothering them. So they're calling me Tether, Sambo, Coon, all this other goofy stuff. And I'm like, you're confirming everything that Anton talks about. See, notice somebody said favoritism. Again, these are people that are ignorant of truth. In other words, if you're not on Corey's side, you're favoring Anton. You cannot have an opinion. You cannot judge something without bias. If you do and it favors Anton in any way, favoritism. So what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You're all focusing on Corey like Anton did something that's out of pocket, when Corey told Anton that he's kissing a white man's ASS. So let me get this straight. All of you men are okay with men kissing other men's ASS? That's okay to you? That's not offensive. That's not a gay shot at another man. A man's mouth is not supposed to be on a white man's ASS. So explain to me, how was that not an issue? But the minute Anton say that Corey is sucking the D of his viewers, all of a sudden everybody's outraged. You have selective hearing, selective outrage. Has nothing to do with favoritism. People are just one-sided. And if you're not on that bandwagon of going against Anton, then the viewers will hate you too. You know what I mean? And that's the issue that I have with the viewers, is that the viewers are not using their brains because they already picked their side. And what you have to understand about Corey is Corey don't even care about the people. Let's talk about it. Corey do not care about black people. Corey is trying to get to his bag. The way Corey get to his bag is he do what Anton said he did. He's going to do what he could do to make you hate Anton. That's how Corey get to the bag. If Corey can make all of you believe that he's against Anton, against his political views and everything else, it'll build up an audience of haters that don't like Anton for his conservative views. Because Corey don't even believe in voting. Remember, Corey said voting, I believe he said something like voting is for suckers. Corey Holcomb said that. Corey Holcomb says that it's, voting is for suckers. Somebody says, weak analysis, bro. Well, then leave. If it's weak, then you can leave. Right? Excuse me. Because, a lot of people, they talk ish. And, it's because you're not on Corey's side. But if I was here talking about or singing Corey's praises, I'm the best man in the world. I understand the politics of YouTube. And, to the mods, leave the haters alone. Leave all the haters alone. Let them have their disagreements. As long as they don't say anything disrespectful, it is what it is, right? And even if they say something disrespectful, I really don't care, to be honest with you. And I'm at a point right now where I'm on grown man business. I don't got no time for all that goofy stuff. I realize that I got to be who I am. I got to be myself. And if people are not intelligent to recognize who's real and who's fake, then something's wrong with you guys. Social media is a business. A lot of these content creators are talking a lot of ish about other people, and I believe that it's all for the bag at the end of the day. Like, for example, you have content creators trying to mess up Anton's relationship by saying, oh, he's cheating on his woman. When have dudes ever did that type of stuff before? When have a man ever talk about another man's situation like, oh, why Anton is at the studio with some other woman, why he's not with his wife? My wife don't have to be with me everywhere I go. She don't have to be with me everywhere I go. I can be with this lady, that lady, that lady. Who cares? Why does that concern you guys? Why are you guys concerned about who Anton is with and y'all dry snitching to try to mess up his home? This is what Corey was doing, guys. That's what Corey was doing on air. How could you respect that, man? How could you respect Corey dry snitching on Anton to try to mess up his home with his woman? You don't know what kind of agreement he have with his lady. You don't know what kind of agreement they got. His woman probably be on some old, look, if you out and about, you got yourself a pretty lady with you, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He out there working, hustling, getting to the bag. She good financially. She don't got to worry about nothing. And she don't care about that stuff. As long as he's honest, and he's not creeping around, you don't know what kind of understanding he got with his woman. I think that as a man, you a sucker for doing that dry snitching stuff, trying to tear down this man's relationship. That's some sucker stuff right there, bro. That is like, I got my wife here, woo, woo, woo. I'm talking to some sister on social media. I'm like, hey, I'm going to bring you to the studio. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do some content. And she come over to the crib. It is what it is. Oh, word. You brought a lady to your house. Your wife not home. That's crazy. And people making videos. I'm like, dude, do you even know what kind of relationship I got with my wife, bro? Do you even know what my situation is like? You over here trying to tear down my situation. You don't know nothing, bro. And that's some sucker stuff. I don't like that. And you had a lot of YouTubers using that to try to make it seem like Anton is cheating on his woman. You don't think Anton's woman know what's going on with him? And who cares? Who cares? When in the history as men have we ever did these type of things? When have men? That's like I'm at the 9 to 5. We all buddies at the 9 to 5. We kicking it because y'all know how it go down at the 9 to 5. We at the 9 to 5. Y'all know I got my wife. Y'all know that already. But I'm at the 9 to 5. All my buddies is at work. There's a new sister that came in. I pull up on her. Hey, how you doing? So and so and so. Y'all see I'm kicking it with her. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all trying to see how y'all can get back and tell my wife that I'm at work talking to this woman. That's some sucker shit, bro. That right there, that's not manly. Men have never done that stuff, bro. When I was on the 9 to 5, it was just what it was, bro. I ain't care about nothing in terms of what I see. That's none of my business. I never been on that type of stuff of, oh, he's talking to so-and-so. Don't he got a woman? What dude does that, bro? What dude see another man at the job talking to a sister and he's trying to see how he can sabotage his relationship with his woman? That's some hating stuff right there, bro. You broke the man code. And that's what we saw Corey did on live in 4K. You know? He did that on air. And then look what Corey did. Disrespected the woman. He called the woman a bitch, bro. Disrespectful, man. You know? Why would you disrespect a woman that had nothing to do with your drama? That's bad business, man. He disrespected the woman that Anton was with. He disrespected the security. They threatened the security. The dude Craig was like, yeah, I'll beat your security up. And then that's when Corey said, no, we're not gonna beat nobody up. You see how Corey, you see how you see how Corey was trying to clean it up for Craig? Craig came in there on level 10 talking about who he gonna beat up. Craig is not beating nobody up because Anton's security is licensed, most likely bearing arms. It's not going to end well for Craig. And I'm trying to keep everything clean for YouTube. Y'all know what I mean. Whoever Anton hired, he didn't hire somebody that's soft, that's going to hold back. He hired somebody that will do what they got to do. So I don't know why these dudes be talking grimy, bro. I don't know why they were talking all heavy like they gonna do something to somebody. They weren't gonna do nothing to nobody. And then you had people talking some sucker stuff, talk about, well, why would Anton go down there with security? For that very reason. to protect himself, to protect the bag, to protect the woman that he's with until he could go home safe because he's around a bunch of ninjas. Come on now. He did the right thing. If I got bread, I'm going to hire two dudes that's security, heavily armed. And these dudes can take you out if need be. You get out of pocket, they're going to do what they got to do. But these dudes have to have training. They have to be men of standards, and they're not easily provoked. Because, see, just because you have the ability to bear arms does not mean you use it. You understand what I'm saying? A true Second Amendment owner understands principles of restraint. Just because I'm having a heated argument does not mean I have to pull out and go pow pow. No, you got to know how to communicate to those circumstances without putting yourself in situations similar to the woman that got shot at the nightclub. I didn't do a video about it, but you had some woman, and I believe her sister or something like that, got unalive at some club somewhere. And you see YouTubers talking about it, talking about that's not right. The security of the club is wrong. No, the security of the club was right. Shorty had a gun. They told her, put that gun down. Put it down. She pulled out the gun. Security dude felt threatened. Pow, 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 pow. She gone. She done. Ended her life, bro. So dudes got to really think about these things. Is it worth fighting? No, it's not worth fighting. Would it have been a good look to see Anton and Corey fighting? No, it's not a good look. It's never a good look to see grown men doing this. You guys are not in your teenage years. You guys are not 20. These are men in their 40s and 50s. So it's not cool. How that look? Me at 48 fighting on screen, on live. That looks crazy. Fighting on screen at 48? Nah. Not doing all of that goofy stuff. I don't got time for that. You know? But one thing I don't like is when Corey was instigating fighting. He kept instigating what he's going to do. Say it one more time. There's no need to say it one more time. He already said it, Corey. So if you was really about that, you could have did whatever you had to do. But Corey didn't want to fight. I told you, if you go back to the video, Corey's hand was like this. He was shaking, bro. Y'all saw when I reviewed the video. And remember, I didn't even review the whole video. I didn't watch the whole video, guys. When you saw me doing my reaction to the video, that was my first time watching the whole video straight through. You know? Because when I do my reactions, I don't like to look at the video first. I like to wait, do my reactions, so it come off good on camera, the right way. You know? I don't want nothing to be fake, staged, and all that other goofy stuff. So when I reacted to the video, I reacted to the video live. You know what I mean? Live. And I'm not talking about the section where the fight started. I saw that part previously. I'm talking about all the rest of the video, like the beginning. I didn't watch the beginning. I didn't watch the beginning of their video that time, you know, nor after the argument. I didn't watch none of that. So everything my reactions was real, right? So all the fighting between those men and well, not fighting because they didn't fight, but the threats, YouTube don't like that, man. YouTube do not like that. But a lot of these YouTubers, they like all that beef and stuff. That's why all their channels are demonetized. That's why they get their channels terminated. And that's why they're struggling to build a network and build a platform, because they're not following YouTube's guidelines. They're not. So they get mad at the YouTubers that are successful. They get mad at the YouTubers who know how to articulate themselves on camera. The YouTubers that know how to speak. YouTube has rules, and we must follow them. Yeah, Corey kept going to the negative, and that's the problem. Anton is focusing on the bag. And now here's the thing, because I never finished my point. A lot of YouTubers are making videos because they're upset that Anton is going around on a tour talking about the situation. That is what he's supposed to do. That's a part of the business. He's doing the right thing, guys. He's doing the right thing by going on tour because he's allowing the algorithm to take the moment and maximize its potentials for profit. He's doing what he's supposed to do to get the bag. You understand? Because Corey's not making no money on nothing. So it's like that whole video was a waste on his end because he's not eating. Anton is getting to the money. You see that? Corey is not maximizing this to profit. Anton is maximizing profits. You know? Notice what somebody says. Somebody says, damn, Ringo, you hate Corey, bro. Do you see my point? When did I say I hate anybody? When did I say I hate somebody? Hate is a strong word. I never said I hate anyone. I'm just speaking the truth. And do you see how people assume that I hate somebody? This is the problem with social media. This is the problem with social media, guys. You're not allowed to have an opinion. If your opinion don't go with the majority of the people, they hate you. That's why I just be myself and have my own mind. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. You know, if I want, I could jump on the bandwagon of Corey and go at Anton and be on some old hate and stuff. I could do that if I want. And I'll win the approval of the people. But guess what? That's not how I move. I don't move like that. I don't move like that because that's stupid. There's a lot of YouTubers that are doing that because they figure if they hate on Anton, they'll get the clicks, they'll get the views, they'll get financial support. It's all politics, man. I don't have time to resort to that type of stuff because I'll be on the wrong side of history. I recognize business. I recognize who's right and who's wrong in the situation. And Corey's wrong has nothing to do with hate. It has to do with who's right, who's wrong. You know, people saying, oh, Anton came on the show to destroy Corey. Who cares? Who cares? Corey let him on the show. Right? Corey let him on the show because Corey felt that he would be able to dominate Anton and control the narrative. It didn't work. He didn't understand who his opponent was. He didn't understand or do his homework. And that's where Corey messed up. You know? People think this is about who's taking what side. This is about the truth. That's what this is about. And unfortunately, your man Corey is wrong and people can't accept that. As soon as the live show started with Corey and Anton, Corey was wrong. As soon as the live show started, he started to salute Anton like they buddy. Then once they got into the points, he crashed out. Didn't even get to the show. He sabotaged his own show, his own platform. That's his fault. It has nothing to do with Anton. Even if Anton came down there on some business stuff to expose Corey or whatever he came down there for, I don't think that was his intention. I think he came down there because he wanted to just have a debate, have a show. Corey took it the wrong way, went left. Anton matched his energy and then basically exposed him on air. It's all equal opportunity. How are you going to get mad with that? That's crazy. Anton disrespected him on his show. He never disrespected nobody, man. Y'all keep looking at everything the wrong way, bro. This is why you got to have your own mind as a content creator. And this is why I roll solo, man. This is why, as a content creator, I roll solo. Like, I would like to work with people and do stuff. At the same time, I don't trust YouTubers, man. I really don't trust YouTubers because they switch up on you. 1 minute they salute you, next minute they hate you. And it's like, how do you do business with people like that, man? Because there's a lot of money to make. There's a lot of opportunity to do business. And I think that it's something that can be done. But the way black men act on social media, black men and women, we don't focus on the business side of content creation. And we're too busy tearing each other down. And we don't understand that this is a business. Media is a business. Viewers want content. But we want to argue all day and fight all day and destroy one another. And we're not making the content that the viewer want to see. So consequently, a lot of YouTubers are struggling, and because of jealousy, their content now is just hating on other people. They're not even producing content. Their content is hate towards other YouTubers. You know? That's what they do. Notice what this clown says. He says, that's all ninjas. What he said? Oh, I thought you said, that's what I do. I thought that's what you said. So my bad. You said that's all ninjas do. Okay. I thought at first you said that's what I do, because I don't do that. If I react to somebody in disagreement, I react to their talking points. I don't react to just hating somebody and trying to destroy them. I react to the content of what they speak, and I share my opinion of what they said. I don't make videos just attacking people and attacking people and attacking people and trying to destroy people with no merit. Like there's no, like, what am I doing this for? I don't do that type of stuff. I don't put out false allegations. I don't put out rumors. I don't make up stories about people. I don't do that type of stuff. I speak on what they say. If you say something, I'll play the tape with what you said, and then I'll react to it and share my opinion. Whether it's favorable or unfavorable, doesn't matter. That's not hate. That's me reacting to a video. But there are YouTubers who their mission is trying to destroy you. And they'll put out lies, slander, misinformation, and they'll continue spreading rumors that are false in hopes to destroy you because they're jealous of you. They'll hire AI bots to attack your channel. What do I mean by hire AI bots? They'll send bots to your platform where you'll see a bunch of people posting comments that are negative. You're like, who are these people? Bots. There's platforms and services you can literally pay a fee and they'll send bots to somebody's platform. And it'll look like everybody's disagreeing with that YouTuber, but those are not real people. Those are bots. So what it does, it discourages the real viewers from hanging out at your platform because they'll be like, damn, look at all this negative energy. All these people don't like this guy. Let me leave. And they leave. But those are not even real people. Those are bots. That's why I try my best to just roll solo, because it's very difficult to do business, man, with black folk on YouTube. Very, very difficult, man. Because we have the potential of creating a media empire. And it's not going to be possible when everybody is at odds against one another. And it doesn't mean everybody got to be kumbaya and, you know, all together and everybody never have no disagreements or anything like that. Because we're not the same in terms of our belief system and everything else. But when it comes to business, there should be an agreement. Just like when you're on the 9 to 5 and you're doing your job. Let's say you're a sanitation worker. Your job is simple. We got to pick up the trash. We got to run through all these neighborhoods, and we got to run this route, and it is what it is. So even if me and you have different belief systems, different political views, when it comes to business and doing this job, we should be of one accord. When we hit that road and we got to pick up this trash, it is what it is. We're supposed to be focusing on getting this money. And in order to get this money, we got to get to these routes, clean up these communities, and just keep it professional. That is what's lacking on social media with black content creators. They're so much into their feelings, then they're not focusing on the bag. And because of that, we can't even agree. So with all of our minds, we would be able to come up with strategies on how to make content that is very engaging for the community. Think about this, guys. Look at content creators like Mr. Beast. The man is a billionaire. Mr. Beast on YouTube. The man is a billionaire. You know what that looks like, man? I remember Mr. Beast when he was just a kid, bro. When I got on YouTube in 2006, Mr. Beast was a kid, bro. A kid, a teenager, a little kid doing videos. His videos sucked. I remember, listen, back then it wasn't a lot of YouTubers. So he was one of those guys that even when he was a kid, you would have never thought that this dude would be who he is today. A lot of these black YouTubers don't understand the business of YouTube. So they will never be able to grow to that level. There are YouTubers that, quote unquote, been in the so-called manosphere. Their platforms are still low. They haven't grown. They're not growing. You know why they're not growing? They don't understand the business of YouTube. They're busy making content that goes against community guidelines. They're busy making content that don't interest no one. And they're stuck in a shadow band of darkness, and they're unable to break through because they keep doing the same thing every day. And then the company they keep and the viewers they have are toxic, and it's preventing them from growing. They think that they're making impact because they might have 800 people viewing, but that's 800 people that are toxic, that don't support you financially. They're not helping you to grow, and it's not expanding your business. So you got to get with the right kind of people. And I think this is what they're jealous of concerning Anton. I think that they're jealous of that. And it's unfortunate to see, because it's like they're looking for everything to blame him for. They're blaming him for this. Like I said, Red Supreme just blamed him for getting his channel deleted. I don't know if Anton got his channel deleted. I don't know. That has nothing to do with me. That's between Red Supreme and Anton. But to say that publicly, you got to have facts. You got to have proof of that. You got to have written documents that says he did that to you. If you don't got that and you putting out false information, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. Many of us YouTubers been in trouble with YouTube over old videos. I'm talking about videos 4 or 5 years ago. And all of a sudden, YouTube came at us sideways over a video. And, we busy crying about it. You have to take inventory of your platform. You got to look at all these different things. I always tell people that if you got videos on your platform that don't make you no money, videos on your platform that is, highly sensitive or whatever the case is, and you feel that it's not up to par, get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep it there, because all you're doing is setting yourself up. And I mean, when I say get rid of it, I'm not talking about put it on private. I'm talking about delete it. Delete it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to get you in trouble. Even if you have a private video on your platform, YouTube can still see it. A lot of you guys don't know that. I contacted YouTube about this. Guys. When I first hit 100,000 subs, I got demonetized. Y'all remember when that happened? It was my fault that I got demonetized. That was not haters and this and that. It was my fault. I did something that went against the guidelines and I didn't know. And I'll explain that in a few. But when I was celebrating hitting 100K, y'all remember that day when I hit 100K, we were all there. I had my drinks. I had everything. I'm celebrating. I'm jumping up and down. Just hit 100K. My channel was blowing up, man. I was gaining literally, guys, probably 3,000 subscribers a day, every day. I don't know what was going on, but it was shut down immediately when I got demonetized. And what happened was I took a viral video that was going around YouTube and I put it in the YouTube Shorts. This is when YouTube Shorts introduced monetization. This is why I don't even post YouTube Shorts, because it's kind of dangerous. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but if you're the type of person who posts shorts and you just take a clip of a video and just put it in your shorts and it has no commentary from you, no reaction, no text, no audio from you, it's just a clip of somebody else's content, you will be demonetized soon. It may not happen right now, but when the AI system find you, you'll be demonetized. I promise you, it's a fact. You will be demonetized. So if you have any videos in your shorts feed that you know you're not in those videos, and these are just clips, delete it now. You will be demonetized. And this is where a lot of YouTubers miss the mark. A lot of YouTubers get their channel terminated. They're wondering what happened. Well, it could have been all those shorts you had. It could have been those shorts that went against those guidelines. The shorts community guidelines is different from the long form community guidelines. What happened to me that got me demonetized is that I took a viral video, I edit the video so it looks different, but I wasn't in the video. And when YouTube saw it, that video, that one YouTube short brought in 40,000 subscribers, guys. About 40,000 subscribers came in from that one YouTube short that I post. It brought in 40,000 subscribers. 30 to 40,000 subscribers, if I'm correct. And YouTube saw what was making my channel grow. They said, nah, buddy. They looked, they saw what video it was. They cut me off, bro. And when YouTube do that to you, they don't tell you which video it is. They don't tell you. You just get demonetized and they tell you, oh, certain content, reuse, whatever. And I'm busting my brain. Man, I just deleted all my YouTube shorts. I deleted all of them because I knew it wasn't my long form videos because I know what I'm doing with that. But with the shorts, I was posting a bunch of videos that didn't include me. And that's where I got in trouble. So a lot of times YouTubers don't know these things and they get themselves in problems because they don't understand the business. So if your channel get demonetized for reuse, trust me, it's your YouTube shorts that did it to you. You better be in those shorts. I'm not saying you can't post YouTube shorts. You could post them, but it needs to be you. You should be in the video. So if you're reacting to a video, make sure you're in the video so YouTube could see that you transform the video. The shorts algorithm is extremely sensitive to reuse content. So listen, I try to warn people. They're not going to listen. They're going to get demonetized, channel terminated. They don't care. They're not paying attention because they don't understand the business. Fighting on YouTube get you in trouble. Beefing with YouTubers get you in trouble. The reason why the manosphere fell apart, the black manosphere, the reason why is because black men kept arguing with black men all day. If you look at content creators like O'Shea Duke Jackson, back in the day, O'Shea used to go in. He used to go in on a lot of people. He used to have a lot of arguments with people. And he can roast. He's one of the YouTubers that know how to roast. And he had to pivot over into celebrity junk because he recognized that being over here with these guys, beefing all day, fighting all day, you're not getting to the bag like that. So he had to do his own thing. So once he branched off and went that way to the celebrity junk and started doing that, it became successful for him. He realized the business. YouTube is a business. So there's a certain way to conduct yourself. There's a certain way you got to do things. Sometimes you got to cut everybody off. Sometimes you got to leave everybody alone and focus on your business and start to thrive and grow. Because at the end of the day, you got bills to pay. Anton also understand that too. Now, I don't know if O'Shea is beefing with Anton. I don't know. It could be a play. It could be just business strategy to get content out there. And behind the scenes, everybody's having champagne. But, you know, I saw a couple of his videos and it is what it is. But then again, you could still be cool with somebody and disagree with them. So you can make content because he's able to eat too. But I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers going in like The Saint and the Sinner dude, I think his channel got demonetized. He was going in on Anton, like going in. And I'm like, bro, that is the type of stuff that get your platform destroyed. Your channel can't be monetized doing all of that stuff, bro. The threats, the insults, fighting, beef talk, that type of stuff, YouTube don't deal with that stuff, man. And that's why I believe that a lot of YouTubers need to learn how to roll solo and have the right kind of people around them if you're trying to do business, because other people will sabotage your platform, man. They would really ruin everything. And you have no one else to blame but yourself when these things happen, you know, because it's just disgusting. And here's the thing. They'll allow Saint to just have his video up, but you're not making no money. You're not making no money. So it's like you just wasting your time doing these videos and no bread coming in. That right there is a waste of energy. You know what I mean? It might look one way where you talking your ish, you're pleasing the audience, but if the audience is not financially supporting you, that's a waste of energy, man. Now maybe the audience, maybe he's funded by the audience, maybe they supporting him. So to each his own. But if you're trying to be successful on YouTube, you can't be with all that fighting stuff. And I think that if Corey and Anton would have been fighting on air, Corey's platform would have been demonetized. It would have been demonetized. I promise you, it would have been demonetized. So they're lucky. And I mean, Corey is lucky. If he would have swung, his channel would have been demonetized. Advertisers would have contacted YouTube. They would have been like, look, this platform is violent. We can't have our ads running on there. You really need to get the system in check. They would have looked at Corey's video. They would have saw him struck Anton in the face on live. Platform demonetized. The video most likely would have probably been age restricted as well, even though it is already. But he would have been demonetized for that. I don't think that Corey understands that part of the business. And I think that if he would have did the right thing, there would have been some sort of relationship between him and Anton business-wise when it comes to content. They could have had him on the show a couple of more times, and that would have been good for business. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, he would have learned little by little how to move. For example, in Corey's video towards the end, wasn't he talking about, what's this guy, the comedian, something Wayne, Country Wayne, I believe the name is. Y'all know Country Wayne is pretty successful with the skits, with the comedy routine, sketch comedy, all that other stuff. Very successful with that. And he was talking about how Country Wayne is trying to, like, I guess, show him things that he could do to get to the bag, things that he could do to get the money. Well, Corey could have got the same thing from Anton. Again, everything in life is about relationships. And I think a lot of us don't realize relationships is the key to success. Relationships. Money is important. We all need money to survive. We all want support. Yes. But in order for that money and that support to come, you got to have the relationships. The relationships is the key. Having the right people around you is what's going to really help you. Let me see. You said Saint the Sinner, Marquette. He says, I will always, call him burnt, whatever, or nemesis, because he literally acts just like him. Look, all that beefing stuff, man, it don't make money. You know, when you beefing with people on YouTube, you don't make money. If I have beef with somebody on YouTube, I don't make money on them type of videos. Those type of videos never make money. It helps me to lose money. You know what I'm saying? Beef content helps you to lose money. You don't make money with that stuff. You lose money. You lose subscribers. Look, subscribers do not like seeing you beefing with somebody. They don't. Only your haters do. Your haters like seeing you beef with other people because they know it's tearing down your platform. They know, guys, they know when you're beefing with somebody, it's tearing down your platform. You don't know it's tearing down your platform, but you're losing subscribers, you're losing money, you're losing views, and you're disgusting your viewers, and they're going to other channels. They're like, man, I'm done with this, bro, man. Ringo still beefing. Ringo still talking about that guy. Man, I'm out. I'm out. Notice my platform, guys. Do you notice any changes? Do you notice I'm not talking about certain things anymore? Have you noticed that? Okay. Ever since I made that change, a lot of viewers came back. A lot of people started coming back. People started to watch my videos. People started to tune in again. You know why? Because they're like, okay, he's back to making content. You see what I mean? Viewers do not like seeing the beefing and the back and forth because they already know your true potential. They know you can make good content. They know you're good at what you do, but they don't like seeing the back and forth nonsense. They hate that stuff. You think they love it. They don't. They don't like it. So it's not something that interests me. I'm not interested in that. You know? I'm not interested in that type of stuff, man. I won't have that on my platform. Now, if you go to somebody else's platform and they beefing with you, I can't control that. But I'll match the energy. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be able to eat, by making videos after I get off that podcast. But if the other person want to beef and ruin their channel, that's their problem. I can guarantee you Anton would not do that or engage in that type of behavior on his own platform. He won't do that. He would not do that. Trust and believe me, man. He would not do that. He would not let people on his platform and act up like that. No. That'll mess up the platform, mess up the bag. Last thing you want to do is that. Remember Kevin Samuels? He never really invited people on his platform. You ever notice that? He didn't invite people, man. No, if he went to somebody else's platform, he went there. But he never had people on his platform. And if he did any videos, they were probably pre-recorded. He never had people up there because that's going to mess up the bag, man. You got to understand the bag must be protected at all times. Just like when you're on the job. Those of you brothers and sisters that are on the 9 to 5, I'm pretty sure there's times when a certain coworker get out of pocket. They get out of pocket. You want to knuckle up. At the same time you want to knuckle up and you heat it, what goes through your mind? You got to protect the bag. If I punch him in the face, I'm going to get written up. I'm going to get a memo, disciplinary action. I'm going to get fired. Police going to get called in. It's going to be one big mess. So what do? You got to look at, I got to pay this mortgage. I got to pay this rent. Got to pay this car note. I got these bills. I got these kids. I don't got no time for no drama, man. You know what? Hey, yo, bro. Hey, you got it, bro. It is what it is. Let's get back to job, bro. You sure, man? Yo, will you set up? Bro. It's all good. Hey, it's my fault. It's my fault, bro. Hey, yo, we good? You know what I'm saying? We good, right? We good? All right, man. We gonna talk, bro. We gonna go get lunch, bro. That's it. You know why? I gotta protect the bag. I gotta protect this bag, bro. Can't afford to be fighting on the job and end up losing my job. That don't make no sense. And some of y'all be wanting to fight on your job. That's crazy. What are you fighting on your job for, messing up the money? What are you arguing with people messing? Listen, I ain't gonna say I never had no heated arguments on the job and be a hypocrite. I had a lot of heated arguments on the 9 to 5, bro. I literally got to the point where people had to break up a potential fight that was about to happen. There was a couple of times when we had fights, but it never got back to supervision, even till this day. Supervisors don't even know what happened. But we had some squabbles at the job where there was a room. Yo, we're going to go there. We're going to do what we got to do and get back to work. And we did what we had to do. It never got back to supervisors. Nobody knew what happened. But we were able to settle our differences right after that fight. But then I started realizing this ain't worth it. Because there was one time one dude had a fight with some other dude and, he busted his lip and he working like that. Supervisor saw that, was like, what the hell happened? And it's like, we had to make up all these excuses and all this other stuff, but dude had a busted lip, and everybody's looking at his stuff, and he's like, you know what? We can't be doing this stuff. Not at the job, bro. This is crazy. So you have to get your emotions under control, especially where you work. So if you work on YouTube and you're doing content and you live streaming, do you know YouTube have very strict guidelines when it comes to live streaming? They have very strict guidelines. A lot of YouTubers don't even look at the guidelines no more. YouTube update them bad boys every time. You better go look. You better go look. You better go to your YouTube studio, click on updated guidelines. You better look at it and read. And if you can't read, put on the audio reader, highlight all the text, and make the audio AI read it for you. Because they update these things every time. And you have to adapt to it, because we don't know if YouTube's guidelines would grandfather any mistakes you may have made in the past. And for those that don't know, if they grandfather something, it typically means, like, let's say a new guideline says if a woman is showing a lot of cleavage, you can get demonetized. Well, if you have old videos on your platform that were up before the new guideline, those videos are grandfathered in, which means you're not going to be held accountable for those old videos. I don't know if the guidelines are like that, because that would be crazy. How do I know about my old videos? How do I go back and find these videos? That's crazy. How do you know these things? So you might end up getting in trouble. And I think a lot of the updates that YouTube make, I don't think they grandfather old videos in. I don't think they do. And this is why a lot of YouTubers get in trouble for old videos that they have on their platform. You wondering why I'm getting in trouble now? It's been 5 years. Now y'all want to tell me about this video? That's crazy. That's crazy. So you really got to govern your platform, make sure everything is right, and so you can stay within guidelines and stop all the beefing. You know what I mean? You got to really stop all the beefing, because all you're going to do is get yellow marks on your platform. You can't make no money. And if you're a YouTuber, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And it's never good to get demonetized, guys. It's the worst thing in the world. A lot of times people laugh at stuff like that. It's not a funny situation, guys. Getting demonetized on YouTube is the equivalent of losing your job. When you got bills to pay, family to take care of, it's a terrifying thing to get demonetized. I got demonetized literally twice. So I already know what that's like. It's the worst thing ever that can happen to you. The worst thing that can happen to you is getting your channel terminated. But getting demonetized is the equivalent of having your channel terminated and being fired from your job because you're unable to make money. It discourages you completely, because even when you try to make videos, it's like you're not earning nothing from it. Now, if you have an audience that financially support you, anytime you do a stream or upload a video and they're supporting you all the time, they could get you through that troubling time of not earning no money. But when you get demonetized, man, that's not a game, bro. That's not a game. And unfortunately on YouTube, people laugh at you for stuff like that. I mean, when I got demonetized, nobody was making videos laughing at me. You know what I mean? Nobody was making videos, but I'm sure I had haters that would like to see stuff like that, because people want to see you down and out. People want to see you homeless. They want to see you unable to pay your mortgage, unable to pay your rent, losing your cars. We live in a world where people want to see you struggle. So because Anton is successful and he's making a lot of money, it's very difficult for that level of hate to bother him. And that is why people are going harder in the paint with their hate. It's because they know he got the money. So even if something happened on YouTube, it's like he got so much money saved up. It's like he could go do this, go do that. He could set up shop here, and the money will keep coming back. So it's like, how do you stop a person that already figured it out? You can't. And that is what bothers a lot of people. So the hate that he's getting right now is out of pure jealousy, man. It's out of pure jealousy. It's very difficult to hate on Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z is this. Jay-Z don't care what you're saying. Beyonce She don't care what you're saying. They're rich. And it's something about when you're rich financially, because remember, you could be rich financially and poor at the same time in health. So just having money does not mean everything is great. There's a lot of people that have money and they're not happy. Look at Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is rich. But you saw what happened at the award ceremony, the Streamer Awards. He said he's struggling with a lot of mental health issues. And he said he's looking into anime to make him happy. He's not happy, guys. He's not happy. A lot of people got money and they're not happy. Now, I'm going to say some things here that some of you may agree with or disagree with, but I got to say it anyway for educational purposes. We all need money to survive. When you're broke and you don't have no money, it means a lot to you. Having money means a lot to you. But when you got money and you got everything you need, you got clothes, cars, watches, jewelry, furniture, property in here, property over there, investments. You don't have a care of the world when it comes to money. Life can become boring, bro. Life can become very lonely, boring, and it's like you got it all, but yet you can't even use nothing. You can't even use nothing, guys. You can't use nothing. You got all the clothes in the world, but don't use it. You brothers and sisters out there that got it popping in terms of you got your clothing collection, you got shoes for days. You know what I'm talking about. You got so much clothes, so much shoes, so much nice stuff. Be honest. You don't wear none of it. You don't. You don't wear none of that stuff. You don't use none of that stuff. It's just sitting there. Tell me I'm lying. You don't use none of that stuff. That's why when you're rich in money, it sounds good to us who don't have money. But when you have a lot, you don't use none of it. It just sits. Your cars are sitting there. Your clothes are just in the closet. You hardly wear anything. You have thousands of shoes. You don't wear nothing. You know? And a lot of people that got money are not happy. They're not happy. A lot of people. Now, I'm not saying all, but a lot of people are not happy. And it's just something I want you to understand. That's why a lot of people need relationships, because relationships is more it's more beneficial than money. You know, if I'm going through a rough time, I need somebody I can talk to. Recently, I had to open up and share things with my life with a few other people that I never talk about with nobody. They know who they are. They know who those people, they know who they are. But I shared some very personal things with people that that I go through. And that to me is so important to me because I don't have family that I could talk to. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that. I don't trust people, to be honest. I really don't. I don't have no friends. I don't. And it's not because I'm a bad person. The world is evil. The world is full of people that want to see you fall. But we need people we could talk to. We need loyal people that we could trust. And even though you might give certain people the benefit of the doubt to trust them with things that you go through personally, sometimes those very same people might turn on you too. You know what I'm saying? So you live and you learn, but we need relationships. Relationships to me is what's very important because you could be a person that got it all, man, and you're just not happy, bro. You're not fulfilled, man. You're not fulfilled. That's why I like to have conversations with people and talk, because sometimes you may not have the money to give people. You may not have the money to support people, but sometimes just talking to them, giving them that time to talk to them that right there means a lot to them. They be like, bruh, I really needed that conversation, man. I really needed you to give me that advice and just be there to hear what I'm going through. And that right there means a lot. So we have to really focus on those relationships. And I think that with the Corey and Anton situation, Corey never really liked Anton. He never liked him. And I believe that he was pandering towards his audience. I mean, Anton could have said, now watch this, guys. And I'm not saying he's wrong for what he said. Anton could have told Corey, you're pandering to your black audience right now, instead of that you're sucking the D of your audience. He could have framed it that way. But who am I to say what he should have done after Corey said that he's kissing the white man's ass? I feel that if Corey would have never said that, Anton would have never said what he said. If Corey would have said, oh, you're just pandering to the white man, then Anton would have said, you're pandering to the black audience. And it would have never been no issue. So it's all about the choice of words we use. He matched his energy, yes. And a lot of people are upset with Anton because they're saying, if you're so conservative, if you're a Christian, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And it's like they're trying to hold him to this high standard. And I think that's unfair. I think it's unfair for religious people to be trying to hold Anton to this religious standard. I think that's disgusting because you don't know his walk, and Anton is a content creator. So at the same time, he's into the business of social media, which a lot of people just don't understand. Content creators have to do content. We have to put out videos. We have to be entertaining. We have to be knowledgeable. We have to be good speakers on camera. We have to do a lot of things in order to keep people watching us. You know what I'm saying? And also to like our personality. That's why I like to just be myself on camera, and the people decide if they want to rock with me or not. Some people, they hate me. A lot of people, they like me. And, it's all about the content and the delivery. If people like your material, if they like what you're saying and they tune in, then they'll respect you. If you lose the respect of the viewers, you'll lose it all. So having the ability to communicate with people and doing the right thing and having some sense of integrity is going to go a long way. As I said, I felt that if Corey would have never been so aggressive, y'all would have seen a good show between them two, and there would have been future shows between them two. And that would have been something that would have been beneficial to the YouTube community, both business-wise as well as for the viewers, because you would have saw a different side of both of these men. But once the show started, there was like, oh, the people want to see this clash between us two. That's the problem with black men. It shouldn't be a clash. It's to be an opportunity to have civil discourse. Again, Corey is a very influential comedian and so and so forth. But that show destroyed his brand, like in a big way. It really messed him up severely. And Anton is going to capitalize on it. It is what it is. It's all business, guys. At the end of the day, Corey brought that on himself. And in business, you got to take your losses. Anton is supposed to capitalize off this situation to the max till the wheels fall off. And there's nothing that anybody could do about it, Yeah, his own aggression worked against him. The more he pushed, the worse it got. Disagreement is healthy, but you have to do it in a civil way. You know what I mean? Because, again, the people are watching you. If I invite somebody to my platform, right, I got to show them good hospitality. My guests should not be feeling intimidated by being in my presence. They should not be fearful of being attacked, beat up, or any of that. What Corey show displayed is that if you're a guest on his show and he don't agree with you, he's going to want to fight you. What it says is Craig is going to want to beat you up. What it says is the goons are going to block the exit of the facility. Nobody want to be in that mess. Why would I want to bring my wife with me to do a show on the Corey 5150 show? Why would I want to bring my wife with me and my kids, if anything, and have them in the back room playing with toys and video games while I'm in this studio doing business, and I'm in here fighting Corey or fighting somebody in the room, and some other woman is fighting with my wife? Why would I put my family in a situation like that? These are the things that Corey didn't calculate. Once he got up out of that seat and sat next to Anton, he destroyed his platform. He destroyed his platform, man. In my opinion, business-wise, he destroyed his platform. And that wasn't cool, because you have someone on your platform who have a large following. So you fumble in the bag already with the disrespect. You fumble in the bag. Corey was not thinking about the bag. He was more thinking about proving himself, being in his feelings. Whereas Anton already recognized that Corey was not about that life. Now, again, Anton is not a street dude, but he's still a man. He's not going to stand there and just get punked. You know what I mean? And I think this is the part that a lot of people are just not getting. He's going to do what he got to do if necessary. And he's going to boast if he has to boast about, look, if you go back to the video, guys, there's a section, I don't even know if you'll be able to find it, but in the 7+ hour live stream that I did breaking down the full video, I did the best reaction video on YouTube. You go look at my reaction to the fight, the argument between them two. I did the best video on YouTube. Nobody else did a better video than me. I broke that video down to the smallest molecule. If you look at the tail of the tape, Corey's hand was shaking. He was like this. Man was nervous, man. He didn't want to fight, but he had to try to prove something to his viewers. And I think that's the problem with black men. We always let the viewers put batteries in our backs when we really are not about that life. What does that look like? 57-year-old, and you getting out of your seat to get into a 40+-year-old man talking about you going to fight him and you're going to do this to him. You threatening your guests. That's bad for business, dog. That's bad for business, man. And that's why I made my videos calling out Corey. You know what I'm saying? That's why I made my videos. And this is why when I do these type of videos like this, it's more of a calm setting where I don't have to use no F-bombs and cussing every 10 seconds and all that other goofy stuff. All of that affects your videos too, to be honest with you. Now, YouTube allows you to use profanity in your videos, but if it's too aggressive and too much, then your videos get demonetized. So it's always best practice to not cuss at all in your videos. To be honest, it's the best way to do content. But from time to time, you might use an F-bomb or whatever bomb you want to use, but you want to keep it as friendly as possible for advertisers. We have to make the advertisers happy at the same time. Guys, when I tell you, YouTube is a business, man. It's a business, guys. Everybody want to eat. Everybody wants success, but we got to follow the rules. And this is why a lot of the white Caucasian channels are doing very well. Because why? They understand how to follow the rules, man. They understand how to follow the rules. Not all of them, not the no jumpers and all these other places that do goofy stuff. But a lot of channels that are Caucasian based, they understand business. They understand how to do what they need to do in order to keep the bag. Whereas usins, we always resort to violence. And it's just not cool. So relationships is very important. I recommend content creators go solo. Like I said, man, working with other YouTubers is always a good thing. At the same time, man, it's a tricky business, man. It's a tricky, tricky game, bro. Very, very tricky, man. Because, like, the things that I'm getting into, There's a lot of stuff I'm trying to get into, gang. A lot of stuff, bro. That's it's crazy. And remember, I told you guys that I'm skilled with movie production. I'm skilled with this thing. It's a talent. I got this gift. I could literally film a whole motion movie production, guys. Like literally, I can film the whole movie, bro, from beginning to end. But I need all the actors. I need all these different people to do this, do that, and these are type of things I wanted to do and run it by YouTubers. But with the way these people are, bro, man, this stuff it just won't work, man. It won't work because first of all, people worried about, well, what am I getting paid? I'm like, bro, we didn't even start yet. You worried about what you getting paid? That's already out of pocket. We got to have conversations to sit down at the round table and figure this thing out. Like I got million dollar ideas, bro. $1 million ideas, bro. Make everybody rich, bro. Literally. Literally, bro. 6 months, we rich, dog. Rich. Takes teamwork, takes cooperation, man. People working together. And a lot of people just don't have that mindset, dog. They just don't. Do you know, bro, when I tell you, I never told y'all exactly what it is because I don't want nobody stealing my ideas, but the plan of action that I got, bro, $1 million idea, bro. Everybody's rich overnight. It'll be blockbuster news. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody will be viewing it. It'll get so many views, man. Hundreds of millions of views, bro. Literally. It'll be the biggest movie ever, bro, in the history of social media, bro. Biggest movie, independent film ever. At the same time, relationships. Relationships is what's important. Relationships. Without relationships, you can't build nothing. That's why in order to build houses, you need workers. You need everybody in unison, everybody working together, understanding their skill set, understanding their expertise, and not being jealous of the next man's skill set. So if you got the carpenters, you got the electricians, you got the plumbers, you got the landscapers, you got this, that, everybody have a skill set, and we come to the table and we're able to build. But what's happening on social media is this one is jealous of that one think they're better than that one got the money, but they don't put the money towards supporting other people that got the plan. So it's like everybody's all over the place and nobody's getting nothing done. And then the people we complain about that's oppressing us, they're at the top. Whereas we have all the resources to do something, to build, but we don't use nothing to build. A lot of black people have money. They don't put those resources towards something that can build. Everybody's focusing on themselves. We have a very selfish mentality right now. I'm not selfish at all. I'm very outgoing, outspoken, and try to work with people as best as I can. At the same time, the climate of the way it is, man, it's very difficult to talk to people because you don't know how. It's like you just can't trust people no more, man. You really can't trust people, dog. Like, look, I'm keeping it a buck, bro. I watch everybody on YouTube. Bro. Even people I don't agree with. I watch everybody. I'm not a hater, bro. I look at everybody. When I'm not busy, you know what I'm saying? I tune into anybody on YouTube. I watch their content and I let their ads play, bro. I'll be watching them. I'll have my laptop. I let those ads play so they could get paid. I literally would let the ads play. And then when they come back on, I'm tuning in. And I watch all sorts of people, bro. And I'll salute this one, salute that one. I don't get no love back, bro. And it taught me over the years that a lot of people, man, are just not genuine people no more, bro. They're not. You can salute a brother here, give this brother their flowers, tell that brother this. They don't even appreciate that, bro. And it just puts you in a place where it's like, you don't even want to be bothered with nobody, bro. That's why I just roll solo, do my own thing. Even if I got to struggle. And I go through my struggles, man. I go through things and people don't even understand what I'm going through. But I go through and I look at it like, as long as I'm working towards the goal, even if I'm struggling and going through, as long as the viewers see me working and putting in work, it makes them support and rock with the platform because they realize like, okay, he's working, he's producing content, he's doing his job. I'm gonna rock with him, I'm gonna support him because they see me doing what I'm supposed to do. But if I'm just sitting there having a pity party, that's not gonna cut it with the people because they're gonna be like, bro, I hear what you're saying, but I don't see you producing no content. I hear what you're saying, but I don't see you working. If I don't see you working, I can't support you, bro. And I respect that. That's why you have to work. You can't expect support if you ain't working. If you ain't dishing out content, if you ain't talking about the latest stories or producing skits or something that making people entertain, laugh, don't expect nobody to support you. Don't expect anybody to support you, man. And I think that when it comes to the Anton and Corey situation, it brought social media together. How do I mean? It brought all of us together to talk about it. It became news. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's have something to say. And that shows people watch. People look. People are in the clouds. They're watching Anton. They're watching Corey. But sometimes people wait for the crash outs. They wait for the fallouts, and that be what's entertaining. Guys, these crash outs is not entertaining when you demonetize. They're not entertaining when you're losing your resources. It's not entertaining when your platform is falling apart, man. It's not funny, man. You might be entertained when you're watching two grown men fighting, but at the end of the day, we could do this thing better and have more intellectual shows where we're able to share our views and understand each other. You know, some of y'all hate Anton for whatever reason, but you don't know his struggle. You don't know what he's been through. You don't know how many people turned against him. Just like with me. You don't know what I deal with, bro. You don't know what I deal with behind the scenes, bro. I'm a family man at the end of the day. I got things I got to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got my own struggles. Y'all wouldn't believe what Ringo TV go through, bro. You wouldn't believe it. Some of y'all look at me, y'all think I'm a millionaire, y'all think I'm filthy rich, bro. I don't know where y'all get that from. I really don't know. But bro, I got a budget, bro. I got to literally budget to do things, bro. And it's not easy. It's not easy, bro. You know? We really got to look at this whole social media thing for what it is, man. It's a business, but at the same time, the beefing and the fighting, that stuff it gotta go, man. It really gotta go. I didn't want to see them two dudes fight, to be honest. I didn't want to see them dudes fight or even get to that situation. I actually was shocked when I saw that. I had got up. I was literally taken a rest. I got up, went to YouTube, clicked. The first video that popped up was the Corey Holcomb video. As soon as I tuned in, I heard Corey say that, oh, that's why you kissing white man ASS. Literally, once I tuned in, and then Anton said what he said, then I saw the exchange. I'm like, what the heck did I just see? Is this real? Whoa, yo, this is live? No. I was like, wow. And I knew everybody had to be watching. Everybody had to be watching. I was the first one to go live. Go look at the date timestamps. I was the first YouTuber to go live. Not showing the footage because I don't do that. Anytime something break, I don't go out and start showing footage right away because I don't know how YouTube is going to treat their video because it could be violence. It could get you demonetized, age restricted. I don't want all of that stuff on my video because at the end of the day, even if I'm talking about the story, I still want to earn from my content. This is my labor. This is my time. This is my energy. Me sitting here doing this content is my time. I'm supposed to earn from my time. Who wants to do content and they're not earning from it? So I needed to make sure that if I'm going to talk about the Corey and Anton situation, that I'm earning something from it. You know what I mean? But shout out to Eric in the building. Let me see. What's good, Ringo? Checking you out. Just getting off from work, bruh. Right here in Charlotte. Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to everybody in North Carolina. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yo, I don't know what it is, bro. Being that I'm originally from New York, man, it is very difficult to find plantains, bro, in North Carolina, bro. Where are the plantains, dog? Where are the plantains in North Carolina, bro? Green plantains, the yellow plantains, you know, the ones, the soft ones. Where are the, yo, I'm at the point now where I'm going to have to tell somebody that's in New York to pack up a bunch of that stuff and ship it out over here because I can't find nothing over here, bro. And that's frustrating. I don't know where they at. You know, I don't know if I have to go to a black community in North Carolina to find it. Shout out to, what is that? Nana K World. Shout out to you. Lively Cuts in the building. Yeah. And I'm going to be talking more about that Passport Bros situation because Nana K World, he pretty much broke the news about what happened. I think it was Nana K World, he broke the news, and I think it's LTTV. I'm not sure. I always like giving everybody their credit. I don't act like I'm the man that know everything. I saw the news on those two guys' channels, and I try to make sure I get them their credit about the Passport Bros, how their channels are getting terminated. YouTube is not playing, guys. YouTube is not playing right now, man. You know? That's why I keep saying that we have to keep everything business and professional. You know what I mean? Business and professional when we do content. And stop doing goofy stuff that's going to get us in trouble with YouTube. Because they have guidelines just like you have a job. You know what I mean? So let me see. You said... Nana K World says no Kroger's, or try the African stores in Greensboro or Charlotte. All right, I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna try that because I can't find no green plantains, no yellow plantains. I'm like, where is the stuff, man? That's the best part. Like, because you know in New York, you can find all of that stuff. Ever since I moved out here, it's like I like being out here. I love being out here. The whole thing about North Carolina, I love it out here. You know, it's just quiet. And I'm at that point in my age where it's like, this is where I need to be. You know what I mean? But there's certain things I can't find. And it's like, it's crazy. But I'm going to look. I'm gonna definitely tell my wife to pretty much go out to Greensboro. That's going to be a drive. That's going to be a drive to get out there. But yeah, definitely going to be a little drive to get out there. Let me see. Yeah, so where was I? Well, that's another thing. The Hispanic shops is normally where you find those things at. So I'm going to have to try to find one in North Carolina. It's like it's difficult. Because all these Food Lions and Dollar Generals, none of these places have nothing, man. There's nothing there. And then when they have like these fruit stands and places out here, it's nothing like New York. But getting back to the topic, guys, the situation with Corey and Anton brought social media together to talk about the situation. The problem that I got is out of all the problems in the world and everything that's going on, we are all focused in on what these two men did and what they said. What if that energy was put into something that is really, really, really productive? Not saying that we can't have conversations about these things because it interests the people. What if it wasn't filled with the drama? What if it was an intellectual conversation between Corey and Anton that made us understand more about politics, more about liberals, conservatives, and the views and what we should be focused on as a community? Because, again, we're focusing on the drama, the negativity. I understand it has a sense of click value that we all love. Everybody loves drama. You know what I mean? Everybody loves it. But at the same time, it needs to be a little more balanced out. What I got an issue with Corey is him saying if you voting is for suckers. I don't like that. That's not an educational thing to say, because all the problems and everything we're having in society right now can be resolved with us through voting. And not just voting, but as a people, as a community, as a collective, everybody doing their part to solve these issues. If you want the world to be a better place, you got to start with you. You got to make the right choices, treat people with respect. These are the type of things I try to do, is treat people with respect no matter their nationality, no matter where they're from. Now, a couple of years back, I don't think I want to have that conversation. But it's like the more mature you get, you start realizing that there are different cultures of people on the earth. Different people, raised differently, different belief systems. So you cannot be hateful and treating this one bad and doing it. Everybody is different, bro. So you can't have this one-track mind. And I think that with Corey, he's not thinking outside the box. He's not thinking about other people have different opinions. He was thinking about himself. That's why he got offended. He didn't think about the fact that he's offending Anton. He didn't care. You see what I mean? You said, Ringo, compare foods, supermarkets, and Asian market for plantains. I don't even know where there's an Asian community in North Carolina. I don't even know, to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't even know. But I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Even if we got to order everything from New York and have it sent, I don't know. But there's certain things I just can't find out here. You know? Yeah, you got to treat people with respect who respect you. Yeah. But Corey didn't. Corey has a mindset that's ghetto. And he was pandering to the black community. Now, that was the word that both Anton and Corey should have used, but I get it. It's social media. They're going at it. They're going to roast. It is what it is. They're going to say the spicy words. But the word they were supposed to use is pandering. You know? Corey was supposed to say, you're just pandering to the white man. That's what he was supposed to say. You know? Anton was supposed to say, oh, you're just pandering to the black audience so that they can click your video and you can make money. That would have been a better argument. Nobody's going to be fighting. But because Corey said that Anton was kissing white man ASS, he went below the belt. That was a punch below the belt. Anton said, hey, if you could say that, hey, I'm going to say something spicy too. And I don't care if you get offended. You sucking the XYYY. Once he said that, Corey's face was like, did he just? He didn't like it. Was Anton wrong? No. He wasn't wrong. He matched the same energy. I would have liked if they would have used different words. Could you picture the late Kevin Samuels fighting on his show? No. Even though I was one of Kevin Samuels' biggest critics and detractors, he ran a professional show. Even though I didn't agree. I didn't agree with all of that. Like, it was like a minstrel show where it's like he's just baiting these women to argue with them. But at the end of the day, his show was ran in a very professional way. Very professional. And a lot of YouTubers should have learned from his methods. And you have a lot of people that branched off trying to create similar shows to Kevin Samuels. It's never going to work. There's going to only be one Kevin Samuels. It'll never be duplicated. Like, it was Kevin's success came from him seeing all the failures of what the Black Manosphere was doing. The Black Manosphere consists of a lot of black YouTubers that had issues with black women. This is an issue. They would talk about dating, marriage, things in that regard, money, finance, but a lot of it focused around women. And that's why they call it the red pill. But at the same time, it became very toxic. Kevin watched a lot of these YouTubers go back and forth, and then he started to see them fighting, arguing, because the original Black Manosphere was not toxic. It was not toxic, guys. It was not toxic back then. You know what I'm saying? I could call out a couple of names. You got Angry Man, got Minister Jap, O'Shea Duke Jackson, myself. You had the late Alan Roger Curry. You had a lot of guys. It was a lot of guys. In those days, all of these men had respect for each other. I'm probably the only YouTuber that could talk about this, because I don't know who's who now. I don't know who's beefing with who. I don't know who's in agreement with who. But back then, each of these men had respect. They would do content, and it was more or less empowering black men. These are facts. Everybody had their own style, their own flow. And then once the money came in, YouTube monetization, I don't know, man. Everybody started switching up. People started getting angry with each other. Beef started to happen. And it was wild. But those of you that know the history, you know the history. I've been on YouTube since 2006. I'm a veteran on YouTube. And I've seen everything transpire. Once it hit around that 2012, 2016, between that time, that was the time where things started to take off, and then it went left. Kevin Samuels looked at all of the mistakes that the Black Manosphere was doing. Kevin Samuels was a guy that was focusing on cologne and men fashion in terms of dress and style. He's from that sector of YouTube. The Black Manosphere didn't care for Kevin Samuels. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you. They didn't care for him. O'Shea introduced everyone by having Kevin on his platform. That pretty much is how people were introduced to Kevin. O'Shea's channel, because he was more or less interviewing men, he brought in a lot of people. He gave a lot of people, not saying that he put you on. I'm not trying to say, in a way he helped you. You can't take that away. But he interviewed a lot of people. You know what I mean? I could have been on his show. He actually asked me to be on his show. I never agreed to be on the show. But this is a while back. You know what I mean? There's a lot of YouTubers that ask me to do interviews. I don't do interviews. I don't do interviews because they always go left with people, and I decided I don't want to be a part of that. Because I'll tell somebody about themselves to their face on air. And I don't have time for all of that drama. Sometimes people will interview you and they bait you into an interview and they start talking about things that's personal. And it's like, bro, why are you even going there? You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to do? You trying to humiliate me on air? And it's like, it can go left. So I don't even waste my time with that stuff. But he brought in a lot of different people on air. And a lot of people had their first break on O'Shea's platform. That's very true. When O'Shea was coming up in the game, he used to have this saying about, what's this thing? Something about hit the organ. And I remember I had told O'Shea, I said, yo, your channel gonna blow up. You're gonna be very successful on YouTube, man. Because he had this style and this thing of bringing the brothers together. And during that time, there was really no drama back then. It was no drama, guys. It was really no issues. Later on, that's when the brothers started to beef. This one would beef with this one. this one would be getting exposed, that one would be that, and it just created a mess. And that's why O'Shea had to go do his own thing and separate from the nonsense. You know what I mean? He made the right move at that point. And a lot of guys separated themselves, started doing their own thing. And Kevin looked at all of this. He saw what the Black Manosphere was not doing from a business perspective. And he pivoted over from cologne guy, fashion and suits to starting a show. And he implemented everything that the Black Manosphere been talking about onto his show. He took talking points from this content creator, that content creator, that content creator, that content creator, that content creator, made his own show. And it became highly successful. And the Black Manosphere, as many know, got upset. Everybody felt that, you know, he did his thing, probably forgot about people, didn't give people their credit and stuff like that. And I get it. You know what I mean? He took a lot of stuff that's from me. Kevin Samuels, that's right. And he took a lot of stuff from a lot of YouTubers. He took a lot of talking points from a lot of YouTubers, guys. And he never acknowledged nobody. He never gave nobody their flowers or anything. And it is what it is, you know what I mean? He blew up, had a good run, made a lot of money. And a lot of people were expecting him to, I guess, bring other people with him. I wasn't one of them. I didn't care about none of that stuff. I was just the guy on the outside kind of just looking in and stuff. Because normally when people become successful, they just focus on themselves. I've seen this happen so many times on YouTube. I've seen so many content creators that was at the bottom and now they're multimillionaires now. They don't even talk to me. And I supported them. I was very helpful in their walk. I encouraged them. I was there for them. They don't even support nothing I do, bro. I've seen this happen so many times. So I just kind of just leave people alone. You know what I mean? And just look at it like that's a part of life. You know what I mean? Just don't feel no way when I get there. Don't feel no way when it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? When it's my turn to get there and I'm doing my thing, don't expect any postcards because you were never there for me. You know what I mean? And it's sad that it has to be that way because it's just unfortunate that that's how it is on social media with a lot of people. But Kevin did take a lot, man, from the Manosphere guys, and he created a show that was very successful. And a lot of people were jealous. A lot of people got angry, and they was upset with him about it. But he did something that was different. What he did was he understood the business of YouTube. He really did. He understood the business. He figured it out. He sat back, he analyzed what was going on, and he knew what we were doing wrong. He took the best of every content creator that he saw and implemented that into his show. And it took off. He was able to reach women, whereas the Black Manosphere, they weren't able to reach women at all. Women assumed that black men hated black women. And it wasn't that we hated black women. We just didn't know how to communicate our thoughts effectively to reach the women. Kevin Samuels was able to do that in a way where he was able to have the conversation. That's why all those women were calling in on his show. And he had a lot of guests, a lot of people calling in, a lot of women believed in his show. And it was entertaining to watch, which is something a lot of YouTubers don't understand. You want the viewer to be entertained and keep these eyeballs tuning in. Kevin understood that. He understood that. Now, he would give women pushback, but his pushback was respectful, even though at times it went over the edge, but all he did is match the energy of the woman. But he did it within guidelines to the point where as much as women would like to disagree with Kevin, they would never resort to condemning him completely. and they grew to like him, even though they didn't agree with him. That's good business. It is good business when people can disagree with you, but they like your show at the same time. And he was very successful with that. So when he got murdered, because in my opinion, Kevin Samuels was murdered. He didn't just pass away. He was murdered, and his murder was covered up. I will always believe that. Nobody could ever tell me that he just passed away. The man was healthy. He worked out. He cycled. He did those things. For him to have passed away and that woman was in the house, there was no investigation. The problem that I have and that I will always have with all these YouTubers that was friends with Kevin is that you guys got money, you guys got status, and y'all didn't put that status, fam, to open an investigation for that man. That's the issue I will always have with these YouTubers, man. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care what anybody say. I keep everything a buck, and y'all know who y'all are. You know what I mean? Y'all know who y'all are, man. Because when that man passed away, y'all was supposed to be like, yo, it ain't going down like this, bro. It's not going down like this. Y'all was supposed to do something huge for that brother, and I didn't see it. Respectfully, I didn't see it, and it pissed me off because all you brothers are doing good today. All you brothers got million subs. Y'all making money. Y'all got millions of dollars in y'all bank account, and it's like, damn, bro. It's like really? Look at your man MTR. He over there got Kevin Samuels thing spinning, doing the same thing. Like, come on, man. You guys was able to grow, and y'all walked with that man. Y'all hang with that man. So that means that Kevin put y'all on. He gave y'all the game. He gave y'all secrets. He gave y'all a lot of different things. And it's like, I know y'all had those inside talks with him where he probably gave y'all the secrets to YouTube, the secrets to the game, how to blow up, how to get millions of views, how to build an audience, how to build your platform. He most likely put all these dudes on, bro. And it's like all these dudes are focusing on is just doing their own thing when they could be bringing the community together and keeping Kevin's legacy alive in terms of the things that he was planning on doing. For example, I remember everything. I'm a historian of YouTube. Kevin last approach was focusing on something that was going on in Brooklyn, where he was hanging out with these YouTubers in Brooklyn, and they were talking about all these $1 million plans and these $1 million ideas that can actually make a lot of money, and it involved content creators. And for whatever reason, where is it? Where is it? Where is that plan? You guys were with Kevin. Where is it? Why you guys are not focusing on that? And it's like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how everybody separated themselves. The Melanie Kings, she was with him. Where's she at? Where's she at, fam? These are the things that really trouble me to this day, bro, is that once this man passed away, everybody just went their way doing their own thing. That stuff pissed me off, bro. That stuff pissed me off. And this is why I'm saying straight up, Kevin Samuels was murdered, bro. I believe somebody wanted him out of the way. And it's like once he got out of the way, everybody else is successful now. And I look at that type of stuff, and I can't hold my tongue when it comes to that. I got to speak on that. That stuff bothers me, bro. And to this day, I have never seen all of the guys that rock with Kevin actually go on a podcast together and actually talk about the legacy of Kevin Samuels and what Kevin Samuels meant to them and what they feel about his death and so on and so forth. And I'm talking about all the YouTubers who was with Kevin Samuels. I haven't seen these guys come together yet and make a video where they're all on one podcast together and they open the phone lines and they're all talking together in one place about what they feel and what's going on and why there was no investigation into the death of Kevin Samuels. This man got millions of views. Millions of views. Kevin Samuels made 1 million views on every video he posted, fam. You understand? Making hundreds of thousands of dollars every time he went live. When his funeral happened, the only one I seen there was Anton. He was the only one that was there. But it was empty, bro. That stuff was disappointing to me. And I was one of his critics. I was one of the guys that a lot of YouTubers till this day, they hate me because I was one of Kevin Samuels' critics. But then after he passed, I don't see these dudes talking about this man no more. That bothers me because it tells me, like, what the heck is going on, man? When that man was alive, everybody was godfathering him, singing his praises. The man not there no more. Why no investigation took place? Why the woman he was with wasn't investigated? Where's his family right now? Who's running his platform? Somebody's running this man's platform, making bread. Come on now. They said his daughter's running the platform. I doubt that, bro. Ain't no daughter running no platform. Somebody else got that man passwords. Let me give y'all the 411, fam. Y'all ready for this one, dog? If you pass away, YouTube is not going to give you their passwords to their social media accounts. They're not. YouTube is not going to give you the passwords to a person who is deceased so that you can continue uploading videos and inherit whatever they got. YouTube is not doing that. Somebody got a hold of Kevin Samuels' password book, phone, access to all his information. They have access to his Instagram, access to his Facebook, access to all these different things, bro. How? You gonna tell me Facebook gave whoever is running these platforms Kevin's info? Somebody killed that man, guys. Somebody murdered Kevin Samuels. I will always tell you that. In all my expertise of doing investigative news reporting, I can honestly say, man, Kevin Samuels was murdered. He was murdered. Somebody didn't like the fact that he was the guy. He was the guy at the top of the mountain, and they wanted him out. And there is no way YouTube would give passwords. YouTube do not do that, guys. I've been on YouTube since 2006. You cannot contact YouTube and say, hey, we need the password of this guy's account so his children can eat. YouTube is not giving you nothing. You know why? That's fraud. You're not supposed to be running a man's platform if he's dead. Because why? You have access of his bank accounts. You have access to his information, login information. That's identity theft. That's criminal. YouTube would not do that. So whoever is running his platform is connected to whoever murdered him. That's right. That's my opinion, and I'm standing on that. That's fraud because you're dealing with someone's bank account. If a man is dead, why his bank account is still there? Come on now. If a man is dead, who have access to his bank account if he's dead? Who's withdrawing and taking money in and out of a man's bank account? You got to have social security numbers. You cannot do no bank transactions with a man's account if he's dead. Come on, y'all. Y'all can't piece this together? Y'all can't see that fraud is taking place? If I'm dead, nobody supposed to be in my account, bro. The only one who have that kind of power is a wife. A wife. You understand? Nobody have that power, bro. Somebody's still controlling Kevin Samuels' YouTube, uploading old videos like if it's new. And till this day, none of the guys that rock with Kevin, none of them is talking about these issues. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with somebody running his platform. Here's another thing. They try to make you believe that Kevin Samuels' daughter is running his platform. No, she's not. I've proven this in old videos. Kevin Samuels' daughter, listen to me, guys, didn't even RIP this dude, bro. I brought out all these receipts. I found her Instagram. I found out who she was, bro. I put that information out there. You understand? On her Instagram, she don't even talk about this man. She has a boyfriend. All of this stuff, I did all my research, guys, investigating this situation. She's not editing no videos, bro. Somebody else is doing that. And whoever else is doing that is taking Kevin Samuels' money. You understand? When that man passed, I'm the one that was investigating his death, bro. Not the people that rock with him. The people that rock with Kevin went ghost. They went silent, bro. And this is the issue that I'll always have, bro. Because I don't hear nobody talking, so I got to talk. Kevin Samuels, in my opinion, was murdered. It was an inside job. Somebody wanted that man gone, and somebody was able to benefit. Just that simple. Someone was able to benefit because his last video shows a woman hand with a drink. Kevin was like, yo, I'm trying to protect you. Why are you getting in the way? Whoever that woman was, she was drunk because that man was live and she kept getting in the way. That was his last video, y'all. Right after that stream, that man ended up dead, fam. Come on now. In my opinion, and I talked about this in videos, that man was allegedly drugged, bro. I believe whoever tried to take Kevin out may have drugged him because they was trying to get access to his money and bounce. But whatever they did, it killed him. And it was swept under the rug. No investigation, bro. No investigation. How does a high-profile YouTuber, high profile, has all this fame, all this notoriety, is dead, and there is no investigation, bro? But I'm the bad guy because I'm talking about this. I ain't accused nobody, but at the end of the day, the people that rock with Kevin the most, you guys, you ladies, are supposed to be the main ones talking about this issue. And again, I got everybody's videos backed up. When he passed, people went live. People started going live. I downloaded everybody's videos, and I'm like, a lot of stuff was said that was very questionable. Very questionable, man, after somebody passed away. And it still bothers me to this day. Because that man was just streaming. And if he meant that much to these guys on YouTube, why is it that nobody really did anything for the people? Nobody put nothing together for the people. Now everybody's rich now. Everybody, listen, everybody that rocked with Kevin, everybody that rocked with Kevin, put the puzzle together. They're all millionaires right now. They're all millionaires now, guys. Everybody. Everybody that rocked with Kevin are millionaires today. Ain't that something? Please don't come into a live stream saying you just got in here what the topic is about, because it's just going to get you in trouble with me. You don't walk into a classroom and then ask what the topic is about when you're late, right? So, and again, I'm not accusing nobody of nothing, but it's kind of suspicious. It's kind of suspicious. It makes you go, you know, because I'm trying to figure this thing out. That man was live streaming. And here's the thing. I got all the videos. The video from the Instagram feed and the video from the YouTube feed. In both, the Instagram feed is very telling because he paused the volume on the YouTube feed because it was giving you that Money World song, which is not Kevin Samuels' song, by the way. That song is on Epidemic Sound. It's a song that's available for anybody to use if you have a subscription. It's just that he made it famous by playing it all the time with the girl that danced, right? When that song was playing on his YouTube, he muted his microphone, but on the Instagram feed, he was still talking to whoever that woman was in the room. So whoever that woman was in the room, she knows a lot. Till this day, not one YouTuber interviewed her. Not one YouTuber interviewed her. And I'm talking about the brothers that pretty much rock with Kevin. Again, very suspicious. Because YouTubers are known for getting interviews with different people. YouTubers will interview Charleston White. They'll interview this person. They'll interview that. Well, let's interview the woman that was with Kevin. Let's interview her. Let's interview the woman that was with Kevin. Why the secrecy? Why is everybody trying to protect the woman that was with Kevin? You had YouTubers defending her, saying none of us should be talking about her. We got to protect her privacy. What? Wasn't she with him when the man died? Nobody's going to interview her? So hold up. Police come. She's able to just go home. I thought she was in love with him. I thought he was supposed to get married. Remember, this is what everybody was telling us. Everybody was telling us that Kevin Samuels was getting married. Okay, if that woman was getting married, shouldn't she know Kevin Samuels' daughter? Shouldn't she know the family? Nobody interviewed that woman, guys. Nobody attended his funeral, fam. A lot of YouTubers didn't attend. They know who they are. They didn't attend the funeral. I'm going to always have an issue with that. Always. Because it says a lot. It says a lot, fam. And this is why I have an issue with people acting like they rock with you. Because if somebody you rocking with pass away and you can't show up to their funeral, you never liked that person, bro. You never did. They didn't mean nothing to you. Whoever show up to your funeral actually cares, or it doesn't mean they care. They're just showing face. But whoever don't show up, that says a lot. That says a lot, fam. And when you look at Kevin Samuels' life, you look at the people that was around him in the videos, they weren't at that funeral. They were not at the funeral. They were with him when he was alive. At the funeral? Nope. I thought they were making money on YouTube. They could afford to go. Couldn't show face. Why? Again, I'm not accusing nobody. I'm just wanting you to think and put the puzzle together. Because if I'm at Kevin Samuels' birthday parties and I'm celebrating his life, surely I would be there in his death to show face. Trying to make you guys think, man. This is why a lot of YouTubers hate me till this day. A lot of these YouTubers will always hate me because of these thoughts that I got, guys. They'll always hate me. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, I know I will forever be hated by various YouTubers because I use my mind and I speak on these issues. Look at MTR, his whole setup. Look at all these YouTubers. All their setups is trying to mimic Kevin Samuels. It's crazy, man. Why you guys never open an investigation for Kevin? Why you guys didn't put money together after all these years, all you guys are millionaires. All you guys got the bag. And up to now, none of you guys have said, hey, man, let's come together and do something for the people, bro. Let's rent out a place that could hold thousands of people. Let's do something big. And let's have a day where it's in celebration to honor this particular man. To give the people something. People could come out to a venue. It could be really, really big, you know, and something dope. Just a one-time thing, you know, not nothing that you have to do every year, but something big, man. Instead, what they did was one of them YouTubers went live and all they were doing was getting super chats. All that money went in their pocket. I tell you, man, they could have did something in person where people could come out to. People didn't even know where to go when Kevin passed away. There was no news people. There was no news cameras. Like, everything was quick and quiet. And it was just like, it was very questionable to me, man. I will forever believe and say that Kevin Samuels was murdered, and it's most likely people that was around him. I will always say that. I don't care who get upset, who's offended. I ain't calling no names. You know who you are. I will always say that, because certain things is just not adding up. No investigation. Everybody's quiet and everybody's good today. Everybody's successful. Everybody's getting to the money. Everybody's separate. I don't see nobody even talking with one another, buddying up, meeting up, doing podcasts together. Everybody's just doing their own thing. And it looks so fake, bro. It's irritating me, bro. Because I'm originally a New Yorker, and I could peep game. I could see through things. And I can know when something ain't right by the way people moving. It's just in you. When you originally from Brooklyn, New York, bro, you could be homeless and you still got the street game. You already know what it is. You could peep game. And I could look at people, how they moving, and it's like people know things. There's YouTubers that know things, but they not saying nothing, fam. But they know what went down. Trust and believe me, dog. They know. They're just not going to say nothing. But they know. They know, fam. Kevin Samuels made upwards to about $4 million, bro. That's crazy, right? Okay, who got the money? Who got all the money that was on his Cash App account? Who got that money? Who got the Venmos, the PayPals? Who got access to all these accounts? Because it is fraud for anyone to have access to these accounts, and a man is dead. That's the equivalent of receiving SNAP benefits from somebody that already passed away. Come on now. If somebody passed away and they're no longer here, how are you able to benefit from their SNAP benefits? They're supposed to close that account. Nobody could be doing banking with Kevin Samuels' credentials if he's dead. If a court was able to transfer monies and do this and that, next of kin, stuff like that, that's one thing. But based off of everything that I'm looking at, nobody on YouTube have that power. None of these attorneys who claim to be attorneys on YouTube, their field of expertise has nothing to do with property, resources, monies. That's not their field. That has to be done by another attorney. So what I'm seeing here is fraud. And we've seen many YouTubers get arrested and jailed in prison for fraud. No YouTuber can speak for another dead man when his attorney practice has nothing to do with that type of situation. If you are a divorce attorney, you cannot speak on copyright issues. You cannot represent someone for copyright legalities. You can't. That's not your expertise of law practice. If you deal with domestic violence and that's your practice as an attorney, you cannot speak on behalf of someone else's property, his estate, or anything. You cannot do that. That's not your practice. Do you understand me? This is why when you're on YouTube and you see videos where it says so-and-so attorney reacts to X, Y, and Z, like this lead attorney guy, right? This lead attorney guy, he'll do videos saying attorney reacts to such and such and such. This man is not an attorney. This man is not. What cases is he running? Was an attorney at one point. Are you a practicing attorney right now? No. Okay. So why are you still saying that? Why are you portraying yourself as if though you're giving your opinion as an attorney? If your practice as an attorney was involved with divorces, how could you speak on this topic as an attorney when you are not a criminal defense attorney? But you guys believe whoever you believe on YouTube. This is why these people don't like me, fam. I'm the type of dude that when I speak, I'm literally stepping on toes, and people don't like that type of stuff, bro. Because it's really getting under their skin. I don't care, bro. I just like for the people to be educated and for y'all to know what's going on and not be dumbed down. And I ain't accused nobody, but at the end of the day, you have a lot of people on YouTube claiming to be attorneys, and they're not attorneys, guys. Maybe at one point they were an attorney, but they're not attorneys. I mean, there was one time when O'Shea used to talk about he's going to school. Y'all remember that? O'Shea used to talk all the time. I'm going to school. I'm in college. You think he's doing that? Not doing that stuff, bro. Remember he was going to medical school or something like that? And once the YouTube money come in, he probably said, man, forget that school stuff, bro. I'm getting to this bag over here. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But my point is, a lot of times people use these things to make you think that they're still doing this and they're doing that, and they're not doing it. You know? At one point, maybe some of these guys were attorneys, but when you on YouTube, you ain't doing that no more. You a YouTuber now, but they hide behind attorney because it make them seem trustworthy. It make them seem like they're telling you the truth. Somebody you could listen to and trust because this person is an attorney. Okay, go look up these guys' backgrounds and find out. Are they still practicing this today? Are they trying cases today? You'll be shocked to know they're not. So it's like, wow. That's why I don't follow none of that type of stuff. Just say you're a YouTuber, but don't portray yourself like something you're not because you're misleading the people. And a lot of you will trust these YouTubers because they're attorneys. If you look at all the people that was hanging around Kevin, isn't it ironic that everybody that hanged around Kevin is attorneys? But now that Kevin is gone, ain't nobody there to represent him. Come on now. Who's there to represent Kevin now that he gone? Where's all the attorneys to represent him? Nowhere to be found, guys. Where Melanie King at? Where's she at? Nowhere to be found. Where's the love? She wasn't at the funeral. She was not at the funeral, guys. The very one that was at his birthday, not at the funeral. Ain't that something? Things that make you go, I know if I was your friend, I would be at your funeral. If I don't see you at my funeral, you didn't really care about me, bro. You didn't care. You was just there to use me for whatever you could until I'm no longer there to be of any use to you. Am I wrong for saying these things? I don't think so. Because I would feel some type of way if I was close to Kevin and I'm not at his funeral. I would have dropped everything I was doing to make sure that I'm at that man's funeral. If I'm a YouTuber that was promoting him, rocking with him, telling everybody about him, and he passed away, bro, you're going to see my face at that funeral. I'm going to be there. A lot of YouTubers were not there, gang. They were not there. The only one that was at his funeral was Anton Daniels. He was the only one that was there. And again, I don't know what kind of relationship he had with him. I don't know. But he was there. Some say MTR was there. I didn't see him there. I did not see his face. I didn't see nothing. So as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't there. That's my opinion. Rumor said he was there. I didn't see him. If I didn't see you go up to the podium like Anton did, you weren't there, in my opinion. When my mom passed and I had to go to the funeral, I had to go up there and speak. Other people went up there and speak. Those that didn't go up there and speak on behalf of my mom when she passed away, those were just a bunch of haters that didn't have anything good to say. You know? I don't care what y'all say about who else was there. If I didn't see you, you were not there. Do you understand that part? Because if you didn't see them, they were not there. You cannot say somebody was there if you weren't there with them. I'm not going by rumors or what somebody said. I'm going by what my eyes can see. If I didn't see you and I didn't see you speak on behalf of that man, you were not there. Even if you were there, you were not there. Because if that man meant anything to you, you would be seen on camera. So if you didn't want to be on camera, but you were there, you were absent to the viewers. Because that was your chance to make everybody see that you were there to support that man in death. And that's the truth. That's why I said the only one I seen was Anton. He was the only one that was there. And I was very disappointed, man, because I'm like, wow, that's the only dude that's there? That's the only dude that said something? Where everybody else? Where are all the key players? That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. It was so private and so silent. It was like, man, is this real? It looked unreal, to be honest with you. It looked unreal because there was no noise. There was nobody there. And I didn't see nobody. It's like, where's the news media? This is Kevin Samuels, y'all. Where is everybody? Where's all the other content creators? Where's the fans? Where is everybody? Nobody. Nobody was there, bro. It was like that man was killed and they just got rid of him, bro. That's crazy. You said maybe nobody was in the coffin. There have been situations like that where people was made to believe that they're at a funeral and the person was not in the coffin. That's why they never had an open casket. There's a lot of funerals like that where you're thought to believe the person is there. I remember there was this one funeral that they had, and they thought somebody was in the coffin. And what happened was somebody went up, opened the box. Nobody was in there. And they started to scream saying, "Where's the body? What the hell are we here for?" It was all staged and fake, bro. So people do things like that, man. People definitely do things like that. And again, I'm not accusing no one by name. I am simply putting puzzles together. It is very suspicious when things are not adding up. And I try to connect the dots. And if it bothers you, you're guilty. If it bothers you, you're guilty. If you're a person of interest and it's bothering you, and I didn't call your name and pin something on you per se, and it's bothering you, you have some involvement. That's right. You have some involvement because there's no reason for you to be feeling any type of way if you're not guilty of anything. But I've seen many family members die, and the funerals that I couldn't attend, it could have been that I was busy working. It could have been that I was like really serious. Like, you can't cancel to attend a funeral at all times. It doesn't necessarily mean I didn't have no love for you. It could have been a situation where, and I don't like funerals. I don't like seeing people dead in coffins. I don't like seeing that type of stuff. There have been relatives that passed away that I got much love for, and I never attended the funeral. And it's because I just didn't want to be around that situation. You know what I mean? And it's just not cool. I've been to my cousin's funeral, my mom's funeral. I've been there and whatnot, but I don't like being in those environments. But normally when people don't show up, it's because they really didn't care about you. I had family members that died and relatives who called me and be like, "Yo, so-and-so dead." And I'm like, I don't care. You know why? I don't got no love for them. They're family, but I don't know them. How could I feel some type of way for somebody I don't talk to? I'm a grown man, 48. Haven't spoken to this person since I was a kid. What could I possibly do? How could I feel some type of way emotionally or something? It doesn't make any sense. And some may say, "Well, that's bad. That's your family." No, because you do the same thing. There's relatives of yours that passed away. Family brought the news to you, and you didn't feel no way. You didn't shed no tears, nothing. If you didn't shed a tear for somebody, you don't really have no love for them. If you didn't shed a tear. Tears is truth. When you shed tears, that's a deep emotion that says that somebody meant something to you. If none of those guys that rocked with Kevin, if none of them shed tears, and I'm talking about real tears that fell, if tears didn't flow, they didn't care about that man. They didn't care about him. Tears do not lie. Tears do not lie, bro. When them tears come up, you feel those emotions, your eyes water up and them things start to flow. That's when you know that you were affected by that situation. It meant something to you. It really did mean something to you. Because I remember when everything happened, I was actually sleeping. My wife woke me up. She was like, "Yo, Kevin is dead." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Kevin is dead." What the hell happened? She's like, "So-and-so's on live right now." And I'm listening, and I'm like, it's probably somebody playing, you know what I mean? Because they do that a lot on social media. And more people started to talk about it. I was like, wow, this is crazy, you know? And I had my criticisms about that. It is what it is. But after reviewing what happened, I was like, nah, that man was murdered, man. That man didn't die of no natural causes. He didn't have no health issues, bro. Kevin didn't have no heart issues or none of that type of stuff. He was pretty healthy. They started to blame it on the energy drink that he was drinking. It wasn't that either. He drank that all the time, you know? And to be honest, some of you may not know, him drinking that thing all the time was giving him a lot of energy to do these shows. A lot of y'all don't understand, being on social media and doing content, bro, takes a lot of energy, man. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. A lot of energy. A lot. You need to be healthy. You need to be taking your vitamins, working out, drinking water, all of that good stuff to be going and keep moving and moving and moving, you know? That's what keeps you going when it comes to doing the content. But yeah, I might do a whole new investigation on Kevin Samuels' death, bro. Because there's a lot of things that bothered me about it. Because once he passed away, you had that other attorney guy. He was talking about that. They literally marked all of Kevin's videos, talk about copyright this, copyright that, and all this goofy stuff. And I'm like, bro, who's doing that? That's not his daughter doing that, bro. Somebody else is doing that. Somebody else is running this man's platforms, bro. And I'm trying to figure out why you YouTubers are not talking about this. If y'all rock with Kevin, why y'all not talking about this? Why y'all not talking about these things, bro? I just hope that the viewers got something from this info that I'm putting out here to make you think about what's going down. Kevin's Instagram is still being active, his Facebook, his YouTube. Somebody's running his platforms and they're getting his YouTube checks. It may not be as much as it used to be when he was here because it's slowly diminishing. But they're still eating off this man. And I think that's disgusting because it's like they talk about keeping legacy alive, but how many YouTubers that rocked with Kevin is really keeping his legacy alive? Ask me that. Tell me, what YouTuber that rocked with Kevin is actually keeping his legacy alive right now? None of them. I don't care who get mad. None of you guys is doing it. But somebody's eating from his platform, though. Y'all making sure to do that. Somebody's eating. And I know it's not his daughter. It's not his daughter. That's a whole lie that was put out, in my opinion, to gaslight us. And maybe the daughter getting a little cut, but maybe somebody's cutting her a little something, something off the back end. You get what I'm saying? Like, in other words, somebody got access and they probably giving the daughter a little something, something. Where's Kevin's family? Where's all the investigate? Bro, when I tell you, you never heard Kevin Samuels talking about his daughter. You never seen him show his daughter. You never seen nothing, bro. I found the daughter's Instagram. That daughter never spoke about her father, bro, even after he passed, fam. Her Instagram was empty. All she had was pictures of her doing her hair, pictures of her and her boyfriend, her just living her life. I'm talking about literally while Kevin is dead, bro. There was nothing on her page. Nothing. So it tells me a lot. Was there really a relationship? What was really going on? Did the ex-wives show up to the funeral? What's good? What's popping? Where's the photos? Where's the photos of the funeral? What's going on? It's crazy, man. But anyway, gang, I'm going to get up on out of here, man. And those of you that are in the building, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the platform. Again, I'm going to have to open a whole new investigation in regards to the death of Kevin Samuels. probably make a documentary about the situation, because it's something that always been bothering me, man, on why the key YouTubers that been around Kevin haven't done anything for this man publicly, haven't pressed for an investigation, you know, haven't hired nobody to do an investigation. They haven't interviewed the woman that was with Kevin Samuels when he died. Nobody till this day. They were trying to protect the woman from criticism, which is crazy. Because normally, if you die and somebody's in the place with you, they're going to want to investigate that person. They ain't just going to let that person just go home. That person got to be under public scrutiny. We got to find out who that person is and what went down. It doesn't mean they're guilty, but they were there. The public want to know, what was it like being around Kevin during his final hours? Hello, everybody. We have a special guest on the show today. This is the woman that was there when Kevin Samuels passed away. Welcome to the show. Wow, there's so many questions we have for you. First, we would like to give you our condolences. I know you was with Kevin, but the public really want to know what happened. Do you get what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Wouldn't you want to know? How come these YouTubers never got her on air? Why is it such a secrecy? Why they protected her identity? Come on now. If Kevin was supposed to get married to some Spanish type woman, how come we don't know who she is? And why were these guys trying their best to protect her? Come on now. Now, in my investigation, I was talking about that drug called scopamina or something like that, where they put a drug in your drink and it's supposed to knock you out, turn you into a zombie to the point where you're under the control of somebody else. And, you could get whatever you need out of them. Yeah, Kevin was in great shape. And they try to make you believe that he had a heart attack or something. And they try to mock him by saying he died on top of a woman. Like, they really framed this thing in a very negative way. Like, he literally died on top of a woman. Like that caused his death. Like, I mean, how could nobody not see that? I reviewed all the tapes, guys. Whoever was doing, the woman that was there was not doing CPR, fam. They told you that she was a nurse. How? How could she be doing CPR and you don't hear her breathing? You don't hear her. When you doing all those compressions on somebody, it uses a lot of energy, fam. Some people got to take turns where one person do it, then the other person do it. You ain't hear no heavy breathing. You ain't hear nothing. That woman was not giving that man CPR. That man was already dead, bro. We're going to bring back up all of that stuff, fam. They say she was a nurse, but she was not performing CPR when she was on the phone, y'all. Come on now. So who provided this situation? Who did this to Kevin, bro? Because she got off scot-free. No investigation, no nothing. How you a nurse and you couldn't even save the patient? How you a nurse, man has a heart attack in front of you, allegedly, all this training you got, but you don't know what to do? You didn't get the defibrillator? You didn't do this? You didn't run downstairs? You didn't do... Y'all believe these stories? Because I don't. I already did my investigative reporting about it. I'm going to have to open a new investigation. You see? And that's the whole issue here. Kevin Samuels' death was an inside job, gang. Inside job. It was an inside job, bro. It was an inside job, man. Inside job. That man was sauced up. People were befriending him left and right. And then once that happened, he ended up dead. Come on, y'all. This is why you can't have people around you, because you never know who's plotting. You never know, fam. Everybody around this man, everybody. Then he ended up dead. And nobody's being investigated? Nobody? All sorts of people are supposed to be investigated, bro. That woman that was with him, interviews. Nobody interviewed her. How come she wasn't even featured on the news? Nobody had her, bro. If she loved Kevin, where is she? Why she wasn't at the funeral? If that was the love of his life, how come she was not at the funeral? Come on, y'all. Come on. That's wild, bro. What happened to all of Kevin Samuels' possessions? His watches, his Rolexes, all his designer suits, all his designer clothes. Who took possession of all of it? His luxury cars. Who got ownership of those cars? Where Kevin Samuels' cars at? Jewelry, money. Where is it? Who gets it? Furniture, studio equipment, cameras, cell phone. Where is it? Who got ownership of it? How come we don't got camera footage of when Kevin walked into his apartment and outside of the building? Where's all of that footage? To see if there was anybody else there when he passed away. Where's the footage? Did anybody else come into that apartment after Kevin passed to allegedly clean up the site before law enforcement and paramedics is notified? All of these things, you the people supposed to question. Serious, man. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up on out of here, man. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I already talked about the topic already. Those of you that want to catch the replay, we already discussed the topic already. We went into a whole different rabbit trail. But think about that, man. I'm gonna do more videos about Kevin in terms of the investigation about his death. I just don't like how after he died, it's as if though people were literally trying to like take his money, protect his content from people reacting to his content, which is a fair use, by the way. There's no laws broken, but it's almost like they were trying to control the money. And I'm like, damn, this dude is dead. Why everybody focusing on controlling his money? Who's doing it? It's not his daughter doing it. It's no way. She don't know social media. So how could she be doing it? Somebody else is doing it, bro. And the question you have to always ask yourself is why and how they got his credentials, how they got his passwords, how they have his information. Nobody's supposed to have that. That's fraud. Anytime you are logging into somebody else's accounts and it's not you, fraud. That's fraud. You're not supposed to be doing banking, receiving nothing, doing nothing with nobody's personal information. And somebody's doing that right now. That's crazy, man. So, that being said, guys, rate, comment, and subscribe. Be back with more videos tomorrow. Do what we got to do. Well, later on today. We're already in tomorrow. Got to get me something to eat. Do what I need to do. And yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, guys. Yeah, man. Y'all have a good one. I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all take care. Peace. Make sure y'all hit that like button, too. And subscribe. And hype the video as well. Yeah. Yeah, you said she didn't mess with her father. Yeah, he never talked about her. Like, it's crazy, man. Yo, he never brought her on air. Never did nothing with her publicly. She looked like him because I already found the Instagram page. I talked about that in old videos. But we'll talk more about it, guys. I'm out. Peace.